This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships, stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
In sports broadcast, pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over six figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whiteheads.
This is David Whiteheads, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BC CTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades, and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
It's Game On 2020. Time to tee it up and kick off this multimedia simulcast. It's high school football on Beaver County Radio. Today's game is being presented by Dr. C. Timothy Lipp on College Hill in Robinson Township. Click lipdentistry.com. Tri-State Waters. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends. Click moontownshipford.net. The Beaver County Career and Technology Center. Great careers start at BCCTC. By the power of Bowser, including Bowser Hyundai of Chippewa and Bowser Chevrolet in Beaver Falls, and by the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George. And now, let's get to the press box with Beaver County Sports Hall of Fame announcers Bob Barrickman and Tom Hayes, along with fellow analysts Jason Colangelo, Bruce Fry, and Rick Plasmeyer for coverage of today's game broadcast on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
A new season is dawning, and it's time to get ready. It's car buying season at Bowser Chevrolet in Beaver Falls. If you've been sitting on the sidelines since spring, it's time for the Power Bowser to help you put together a winning drive. As in a test drive, right now get 15% of MSRP cash back on most 2020 Equinox models. That's over $5,700 cash back on select Equinox Premier models. But don't wait. This offer is only good through September the 30th. Shop Bowser Chevrolet BeaverFalls.com 24/7 or visit Bowser Chevrolet in Beaver Falls today. Have your fall plans changed? There's still time to register at Community College of Beaver County. Choose from CCBC's 10 or 7-week mini-mesters to make a change one class at a time. Session starts September the 28th and October the 19th. Take your courses on campus or online and earn credits towards a college degree. Call 724-480-2222 or go to ccbc.edu/fall now to move forward. Start small, achieve big at CCBC. It's where you belong.
And returning to Blackhawk Stadium, now in its third year of operation. They used to play their football at Northwestern Stadium, and this is our initial broadcast, and our first one in exactly 6 months. Now, across the way in Hopewell, PA, where Jason is originally from, Tom Hayes and Bruce Fry have the call on WMBA as a conference battle. Defending WPIL champion Central Valley takes on Hopewell, and we have a number of conference games on tonight because if you remember, when they realigned the schedule, Week 10, which is usually all conference games, became Week 3 when they took 3 weeks off of the season. So, Jason, this Week 1 is pretty important. I think Beaver and Blackhawk, they were kind of wanting to filter in and get their feet wet. Not so. This is a big conference game for both clubs.
Yeah, and I mentioned that to you earlier, Bob. I think that we always talk about being coaches being creatures of habit and wanting to get into a routine for their football team, and coming into camp you're going to have the scrimmage, you're going to have an opportunity to see what you have and get your hands on everything, but it's go time now. I mean, there's no this is a situation. We're in unprecedented, uncharted waters, and it's go time right from the start here in week 1.
All right, let's try going down to the field for our Freedom United Federal Credit Union sideline report. I think we have Rick Plasmeyer down there.
Okay, Bob. Hey, I was talking to a couple of coaches from Beaver. I asked them if they were healthy because last year, you remember, they lost 2 key players right at the beginning of the year. They said everybody's healthy, everybody's ready to go. Looking up at you guys and looking at the crowd, I kind of feel like I'm in a Pop Warner game. That the players are like 3 to 4 times bigger, and I feel like a small child down here on the field.
Rick, you haven't lost your touch. The former longtime public address announcer for Riverside football, and they're opening tonight at home against Beaver Falls, and I know you have some news that it's not real good for the Panthers.
Yeah, but it's not verified, so we're not going to go with it right now, and this is hoping it works out well. And also, I talked to the Beaver coaches, and they were allowed, Beaver was allowed 19 tickets for tonight's game. So they got 19 parents here, and hopefully this legislation passes and we can get enough for every parent to be here, and the players, even their classmates.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. We'll be checking in with you a number of times during the game. Rick Plasmeyer's updates on the field brought to you, as always, by Freedom United Federal Credit Union. And now we're going to look at some of the key players brought to you by Bowser Hyundai and Bowser Chevrolet. Jason, last year, Beaver was injury-riddled. Brady Hansen, their star quarterback, 3-sport star, baseball, football, basketball, and he wasn't able to take the field because he suffered an ACL injury before the season began. He's now a senior. He's been itching to get back on the field. And James Finch, who was their leading returning receiver of a year ago, he also tore an ACL. He is back. So right there, the Bobcats, who are favored tonight if you follow the Fumbler and the Post-Gazette, Beaver, a team that went 2-8 last year, looking for a lot better things with the return of Hansen and Finch.
I recall on the eve of opening day last year talking with head coach Jeff Belts, and they were decimated by those injuries. They happened at key positions, and they happened to guys that they were counting upon to lead in big roles for the team. So it's got to be heartening to him to know that we're playing with a full deck, so to speak, here, and have the opportunity to field a team that he feels can be very competitive. And Beaver is not a team that often will lose more than they win, and they're certainly looking for a rebound. And as you know, Bob, the success that Blackhawk had a year ago, obviously they're a team that wants to continue that, and head coach Zach Hayward's a guy a young man that is going places.
Well, you speak of Zach Hayward. He was our guest at our initial Coach's Corner in the studio on Wednesday night. He says he has a lot of skill, and it starts with the quarterback, Carson Davidson. He's only a junior, but he took most of the snaps behind center last year. But there were a boatload of losses for the Cougars.
Absolutely.
23 seniors gone, including Marquez Watson-Trent and James Darno, who was their go-to guy in the air. So they're going to have to find some new folks to take the places of Watson-Trent and Darno.
Yeah, I think that when you look at this Blackhawk team, it's a team that will be better at the end of the year probably than they are at this point in the year, because there are a lot of questions surrounding who's going to fill what role. But if they can gel and come together as a squad, there's raw talent there. We just got to know how the puzzle pieces kind of fit together. And one thing about Zach Hayward, he will learn to implement that talent very quickly.
We want to thank again Bowser Hyundai and Bowser Chevrolet for the starting 11s for these teams. We'll be talking about a lot of these players tonight as our Bowser Hyundai and Bowser Chevrolet players continue. And we're going to take this time out for Beaver County Career and Technology Center. When we come back, why don't we put the coin in the jukebox and see what's happening around the valley? The Fry Transportation Update Desk. DJ Fry and the folks at Fry Transportation always want to take a safe trip around the valley.
Great to be talking about football again, Bob.
Oh,
I'm tired of talking about it. I'm ready for football.
You're in mid-season form. We'll be back after this on Beaver County Radio.
A new season is dawning, and it's time to get ready. It's car buying season at Bowser Hyundai of Chippewa. If you've been sitting on the sidelines since spring, the teams are lining up for kickoff, and that means it's time for the power of Bowser to help you put together a winning drive, as in test drive. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 72 months on new 2021 Tucson models, or take home the 2021 Kona with 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Visit BowserChippewa.com or visit Bowser Hyundai of Chippewa for more details. Offers end September 30th.
In the old days, we used to call it back to school shopping. This is Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. That time of year when you would get a new outfit or two for the first day, and maybe a new superhero lunchbox. With rates available from just 5.99% with approved credit, combined with the fact that many of our students don't have to actually go anywhere, you can actually use that money for something you really want for a change. Click freedomunitedfcu.com for more information. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Did you know Fisher's New Brighton Foodland is as close as a click? That's right. If you're watching or listening to this broadcast online, open up a new window and click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com and start shopping right now. Fill your grocery order from New Brighton Foodland and follow Beaver County High School football all at the same time. What could be better? Fill your shopping cart up without ever leaving the sidelines. Visit GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com.
For a home run deal, come see my friends at Beaver County Auto.
Everyone wins during Jeep Adventure Days. Get a Renegade Latitude 4x4 only $139 a month. Or a 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4 just $179 a month. Or a brand new Ram 1500 Bighorn only $199 a month.
If you strike out at other stores, come see my friends at Beaver County Auto.
Have you ever thought about where the football team would be without the quarterback? They probably wouldn't fare very well at all. Going through life with dental problems can be similar. That's because so much of what we do and how we interact and entertain with others is dependent upon good dental hygiene. If dental conditions have you sidelined, start by calling the right signals with dental care from Dr. C. Timothy Lip. Visit lipdentistry.com. Dr. C. Timothy Lip, your family dentist on College Hill and Robinson Township.
The law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Attorney Chuck Garbett.
Well, we tell them, number one, they cannot guarantee the result. All we can guarantee is the effort and an honest evaluation. Not every case goes to court. Most of them settle. There's a reason most of our cases settle out of court, and that's because over the years, the insurance companies have realized that when we're involved in a case, we do prepare that case as if it will go to trial. And we aren't afraid to take a case to trial. The insurance company keeps a book on the lawyers. There's a lot of lawyers out there that yell and scream and they pound their chest and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they haven't seen an inside of a courtroom maybe in 30 to 40 years. And the insurance industry knows that. Well, with us, it's a little different.
For your free consultation from the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, call 724-658-8535 or visit them online at lgkg.com.
And our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show starting to wind down. We're less than 10 minutes away from kickoff. Want to thank the hard work of Malik Garrett, Mark Peterson, Rick Plasmeyer on the field, and at the studio, Frank Sparks and Curtis Walsh. Kurt Walsh joining Frank at the controls. And we also want to give a shout out to Greg Benedetti, who's handling the rope at WMBA tonight with Tom Hayes and Bruce Fry as Central Valley battles Hopewell. Jason, looking at some of the other games of interest, and this has become a big opening night, if you will, because of the adjustment of the schedule. West Allegheny at Moon. You got two teams side by side going at it in 5A, the only two area teams in 5A.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big matchup. I know that Moon coming into the season with a lot of aspirations, and you draw that card right off the chute with your crosstown rival in West Allegheny.
Let's go to the WNBA game that Tom and Bruce will be looking at. Central Valley is a power. They think they have unfinished business. They had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter in Hershey last year, but it slipped away. I know Mark Lyons is one person who's really glad to see football, and hopefully we'll have playoffs in the WPIL and the PIAA.
They are garnering a lot of attention from everybody, and the hype surrounding Central Valley. And we've seen Coach Lyons, when he maybe has a team that's been overlooked and they've been able to overachieve, but now the target's on their back, and that's a whole different set of challenges for a coaching staff.
Aliquippa at Newcastle. 4A Aliquippa, enrollment-wise, could be in 1A, but they were forced up. A lot of controversy there because of their success and the so-called transfers, but that's the rule, and Mike Warfield knows he has to live with it, and they got a tough one tonight at Taggart Stadium.
I'm not crazy about the rule and how it affects a team like Aliquippa, but with that being said, I don't look for the Quips to back down to the competition. I think they'll be okay.
No, I think they'll be just fine. Keystone Oaks at Ambridge, hopefully a much better year for Don Phillips in year 2 with the Bridgers. Quaker Valley at Avonworth tonight. Beaver Falls at Riverside. Beaver Falls ranked number 1 in AA, or 2A, I should say. Central Valley number 1 in 3A. Riverside, they got a fine young. They got another Hughes at quarterback. This team is going to give it a battle, but Josh Huff of Beaver Falls, he is a man.
Bob, I hate to say this, but sometimes there's guys that you watch play football and they become your favorites. I'm a big Huff guy. I have been for a long time. He is a bell cow in the true sense of the word. He is big, he is burly, and he is tough to bring down.
That's saying a mouthful, that's for sure. What about New Brighton at Freedom? The Lions have some key players back, including Nia Green, who's getting some looks. I saw that Montana has offered him a scholarship. I don't know if he'll go that far away from home, but I'll tell you,
Big Sky Country.
Yeah, Big Sky Country. I was out there earlier this summer. Oh, it's gorgeous. And New Brighton's looking for a gorgeous season. Freedom lost some players, but they have enough back. I think it's going to be a great one tonight at Bulldog Stadium.
And New Brighton and Freedom, it's always physical, and that's another one that's a good rivalry in that conference.
And other games of interest tonight in 2A, Western Beaver at Southside, a big one. Rochester visits Northgate in 1A, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart against Cornell, and the Pirates are in Kansas City tonight, 8:05. We'll pick up the Buccos tomorrow in KC following Pitt Austin P action, and it gets underway with the 2 p.m. pregame on Beaver County Radio.
And just a note on baseball today, I read coming in that Neil Walker's been released by the Phillies, so maybe the Bucks come calling and get Neil Walker back. 16 years ago, he was their first-round pick.
You got quite a memory. Maybe they could add the guy, and maybe he's aging now, but he would be another bat for him, and still makes his home in the Pittsburgh area. And we are getting pretty close to kickoff tonight. The Beaver Bobcats on the near sideline, and you don't see that too often because most of the stands are on this side where the press box is, but Blackhawk has elected to go to the opposite side. Maybe they could focus more, but that's the way they've done it. Beaver in their white road jerseys with the maroon and gray trousers. Blackhawk on the far side in their green tops, green trousers, and the gold helmets. And Jason, we're going right into the sunlight. So
yeah, I was going to say, instead of the mask, I wish I had some shades because it's tough right into our vantage point here. But we'll make the best of it, and that sun will be going down at some point.
All right, we are getting ready for football, and of course we have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show following. First time we've been able to say that since back in February, and most of all, as we battle this pandemic, we should make sure that everybody goes home safely. That's the bottom line. You want to win, but you want to keep everybody healthy. And let's hope for a full season.
Yeah, we want the season to continue. All the protocols have been taken. I got to give a shout-out to the WPIL in the face of a lot of criticism early on when the state government came out and said, maybe we shouldn't be playing the WPIL, and everybody came together and said, listen, we want to have a season. They've done what they needed to do to meet the protocols, meet the demands, and here we are and teeing it up. And there was a lot of times that early in this year where I didn't think we were going to get here, but here we are.
We are ready for football. And the music, there aren't many fans, but they've pumped in the noise. We could already hear Zombie Nation. And now we're ready to play a football game. Blackhawk has elected to receive, and the Bobcats will put the tee at the 40-yard line. And getting set to kick off for the Beaver Bobcats is Brady Hansen, who has had to wait a year after tearing his ACL. End over end, the ball is received at the 13-yard line, and there's room, and now the hole is closed, and they get it out near the 28-yard line, and that's where the Blackhawk offense, led by Carson Davidson, will take the field, moving left to right from our vantage point here at Blackhawk Stadium.
You mentioned about the array of new personnel for Blackhawk, and we're going to get to see what kind of attack Zach Hayward and his staff put together against this Beaver defense early on.
Davidson, the junior quarterback, steps back into the shotgun. He has a sidecar to his right. We're just underway here. Another season of football, our 73rd on Beaver County Radio. And off the left side for a couple of yards, possibly just a yard. And with the carry for Blackhawk, and that was Josh Hathaway, a senior running back for third-year coach Zach Hayward.
Yeah, Blackhawk looking to spread Beaver out a little bit, and then the quick hitter up the middle, but the Bobcats doing a good job up front. The defensive line not fooled, and there to make the play defensively.
Second down and 9. This time the inside handoff, and getting about 5. It'll be third and manageable for the Blackhawk Cougars. They get it up to the 34-yard line, and again, that was Hathaway on the carry. He gets it out to the 34. It'll be third down, and let's call it a long 4 for a Blackhawk first down.
Yeah, more traditional on these last two downs with the I formation for Blackhawk, and now shifting into a split backfield with a man in motion.
Now there's movement, and the Bobcats, unless they were pulled off, looks like they got a little bit anxious, and jumping the count for Beaver defensively was Ben Konjeski, and that's going to cost the Bobcats 5, and that should give Blackhawk a first down.
And that's something I think we're going to see, Bob, because these guys are not into the flow of playing against an opponent right now. So when you're hearing, different snap counts and different terminology, it can be, from the defensive end of things, a little bit confusing.
So the Cougars have the ball at the 39, inside handoff, and that will be a gain of about 2, past the 40 to the 41-yard line. And that was Vince Grateri with the carry there. Big loss along with Watson Trent, who had over 1,200 yards. Josh Butcher was like a power back for Zach Hayward. He is graduated as well. It's second down, and we'll call it 8 for a first down, almost 2 minutes in to this opening game, a conference game, and the name of the conference, the Parkway. Brings back some old memories. They renamed it the Parkway. Now out of the I formation. Now rolling right is Davidson. His pass. He's got a receiver, and they got a first down. Big target on the far side. Carson Heckathorn, the junior, has it in Beaver territory. It's first down, Blackhawk at the Bobcat 46.
Ben Konjeski, the left defensive end for Beaver, responsible to try and contain that rollout to the right side. Was unable to do so because of a good block. That allowed that rollout to give some space for Davidson, and he was able to spot a receiver in Beaver territory for the first down.
Blackhawk got to the WPIL semifinals before they ran into a train wreck in Thomas Jefferson, which coasted to the state championship last year. But Blackhawk, though, a lot of new faces on this roster. This time on the end around and gathering up some speed, getting about 3, maybe 4 on the jet sweep is Logan Kaler. It'll be second down, and we'll call it 7 for a first down. They say his knee touched at the Beaver 43.
Yeah, Mason Lang had his mitts on him in the backfield, but unable to bring him down. Got support on the play from Lechweiter, but it is a gain of 3 and could have been a loss.
We've been getting some texts, number of people catching the game here tonight on Facebook Live, and great new invention, and surely we'll be bringing you a lot of action on Facebook Live on Beaver County Radio this year. This time on second down, rolling Lettis Davidson. He has a wide open field on the far left side. He's on the loose, and he's going to be driven out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
And again, that's break and contain. This time on the left side, it was Anthony George who kind of took that inside charge, and that allowed Carson Davidson to maneuver his way around that corner. Once he gained it, got upfield for another first down.
Anthony George is the leader. It seems like he's been around for 10 years. He is finally a senior, and he is the guy, the heart of this Beaver defense. But Blackhawk on the move. They started from their own 27. Now they're at the Beaver 24. Working out of the split back, the open set. Now the H-back moving in motion. This time the handoff inside, and a big hole and heading to the end zone! A Blackhawk touchdown, and taking it in is Josh Hathaway. 24 yards, 73 in all, and Blackhawk has taken a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive drive for the Bobcats. They had that third down and 3, got the benefit of getting the offsides call against the Bobcats, and after that it was smooth sailing for Blackhawk, and pretty impressive with a different cast of characters, but they used a lot of different people to get into the end zone.
So that drive covering 73 yards, and Davidson looked very good engineering that attack, had a big throw to a big target in Carson Heckathorn, a 6'4 junior, but it was the work of Heckathorn, or I should say the running of Josh Hathaway, and the 24-yard touchdown run by number 24, who is now the holder on the extra point. It is up, and it is good. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. The score, Blackhawk 7, Beaver nothing. Now this on Beaver County Radio.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Barras from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Okay, thank you. So the Blackhawk Cougars travel 73 yards in all for the touchdown, and Jordan Patterson kicks the extra point, and the Blackhawk Cougars have taken an early 7-0 lead. It only took 3 minutes and 10 seconds to get that opening drive. Now Brady Hansen, who has had to wait a couple of years. He was injured, missed all of last season. There was no basketball season for him, and probably would not have played baseball. That might be his best sport, but the spring sports wiped out due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now it is Patterson, ready to kick. Mamone back deep for Beaver. Now backing up inside the 10. And taking off with the football and getting some good room out past the 45, the 50, the 45, and down to the 38-yard line. for the Beaver Bobcats goes Wyatt Ringer, only a junior, and he just takes off down the near sideline, and Beaver has a short field in which to work with. They'll start from the Blackhawk 37.
Winger had to take a few steps backwards to retrieve that football, but once he did, he planted his foot into the ground, and he got vertical immediately, got some good blocks up front, able to break a long runoff into Blackhawk territory. Great starting field position for the Bobcats, trailing at 7-0.
Now, last year's quarterback, for the most part, was Tyler Zigas. He now is a receiver. Kyle Reeder in the lineup. In the shotgun goes Brady Hansen, a 6'2 senior. And the give on the end around, the jet sweep, looking for some room and getting half-decent yardage, a good hit out of bounds, but getting the carry was Marco Mamone, and Mamone is their leading rusher returning from last year. He had 15 receptions as well, so Marco Mamone with the carry, and he gets about 5 down to the 32-yard line. Second down for Beaver. Again in the gun goes Hansen, the senior. This time the inside handoff, and there's a hole. And taking advantage of it and getting a first down to the 25-yard line. And that, again, is Marco Mamone.
And they go pistol that time. And
excuse me, that was Wyatt Ringer.
Yeah, Ringer has made his presence known here early. The junior, after that big kickoff return, now able to pick up the first down.
Now in the gun with a player to the right of Brady Hansen. This time Hansen keeps it. Hansen barrels inside the 20, still on his feet, gets about 6 to about the 19. His grandfather, Tom Hansen, was a longtime assistant coach for Joe Hamilton, but you know where Tom Hansen's loyalty is these days. It's dressed in maroon and gray.
Absolutely. They load up the left side there and then fake the handoff to that side, and then Hansen keeps.
Beaver trying to answer the Blackhawk scoring drive at 7-0 Cougars. This time on the double reverse, looking for some room. Not a lot to work with, but cutting inside and gaining close to the first down, and it should be a first down for James Finch, who also missed all of last season. So early on, you're seeing two guys who Jeff Belts missed a year ago making contributions.
Yeah, Max Martin that time for Blackhawk did a great job of stringing that play out and causing some hesitation before getting upfield, but the run support didn't come forward from that linebacking core of the Cougars in time to stop the first down.
From the 13 of Blackhawk, 7:18 to go in the first quarter. This time on the keeper is Hansen. Hansen is tripped up. He got little yardage, down to about the 10, good for about 3. It'll be second down and 7, and coming up to make the stop for Blackhawk defensively was Zach Hours. It'll be second down for the Cats, and they need 7 inside the 10.
Hours did a nice job that time of shedding that block and getting his mitts on Hansen.
Now the Bobcats getting to play in. Jeff Belts, 21st year. Beaver doesn't have to hire too many coaches. The legend, Pat Tarquinio, 34 seasons. And now Jeff Belts, the Freedom grad and Geneva great, in his 21st. This time on the handoff, not much there as Hansen. Now the ball did pop loose, but well after the whistle, and he is stopped for no gain. So it's an interesting third down and 7 for Beaver.
I can remember celebrating Jeff Belt's 21st birthday, and now he's been coaching for 21 years. I really am getting old. It's happening very quickly.
You're making him sound old, too. I guess I started it. You finished it. I wish I was as young. Third down and 7. Beaver losing about a half of a yard there. Halfway through this first quarter, Blackhawk going 73 yards and leading 7-0. This time on third down.
Fumble.
And there's a loose ball, and Blackhawks got it. The first turnover of our season. And Ringer couldn't hold on. It wasn't a clean exchange. And Ringer lost it, and who recovered it?
I'm not sure, but I think what happened there, Bob, is that Brady Hansen was trying to run a little speed option there, and when he pulled that ball back, it popped free, and that's what you're seeing, timing and things like that, just not in midseason form at this point in the year. And those kinds of things can lead to turnovers, and it's a big one for Blackhawk.
Well, we have Rick Plasmeyer on the field, and maybe Rick can clear that up. He was right there when the action took place, but a loose football, and Beaver's nice drive comes to a close. This time the pitch wide on the wide-out pitch, and the toss sweep doesn't get much. In fact, they get back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Yeah, it's a quick pitch to the left side, and they're trying to isolate that corner and outside linebacker and get some bodies out there to block them. But good job by the Bobcats up front. Good penetration and seals off the lane there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that's an important first down for a Beaver defense that wants to hold them back here and get a shorter field, but Blackhawk looked very fluid. Carson Davidson leading a 73-yard drive. Carson Hectorthorne, the junior wide out to the right side. And now there's a whistle.
Bob, we got our first score update of the year. Hopewell with a safety against Central Valley takes the lead 2-0. That courtesy of Frank Sparks of the studio, keeping us abreast of what's going on there. It's 2-0 Hopewell.
Well, things are interesting at Tony Dorsett Stadium. We'll take a quick timeout. 30-second break here from Blackhawk Stadium. 7-0 Cougars on Beaver County Radio.
Have you ever thought about where the football team would be without the quarterback? They probably wouldn't fare very well at all. Going through life with dental problems can be similar. That's because so much of what we do and how we interact and entertain with others is dependent upon good dental hygiene. If dental conditions have you sidelined, start by calling the right signals with dental care from Dr. C. Timothy Lip. Visit lipdentistry.com. Dr. C. Timothy Lip, your family dentist on College Hill and Robinson Township.
Here you guys come.
And returning to Blackhawk Stadium by Barrickman, Jason Colangelo. On the field, Rick Plasmeyer.
You guys are doing great.
And now it's 2nd down and 11. In motion goes a Cougar. And rolling out is Carson Davidson, looking for a receiver, and it is caught. No, they're going to say he was not in bounds. Making a good defensive play was Mamone. He was there to make sure that Hectorthorne did not come in bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for Blackhawk.
Hectorthorne presents a matchup problem for any defensive back at 6'4" with that lanky frame, and it was well placed, the football, but great defensive effort that time to make sure that Hectorthorne was out of bounds when he was able to haul that pass in. You can't have any space for a guy like Hectorthorne because he can get those feet down, but good play defensively for the Bobcats.
Brooks Rohrback, the basketball coach at Blackhawk, hope he stays healthy because he'll be counting on him as well after his older brother Ryan, who was a good football and outstanding basketball player, graduated. 3rd down and 11. And this time the inside handoff, and making a move is Hathaway. He will not get the first down, but he at least gives the punting unit some breathing room. He gets out to the 17, about 3 short of the stick, and Beaver forces Blackhawk on a 3-and-out.
Yeah, Zach Harris hung on for dear life that time from his linebacker spot for the Bobcats. A short tackle there leads to the 4th down, and Beaver able to avoid disaster after that turnover. Now they get the ball back, trailing at 7-0. They want to get in the end zone themselves.
So the punting unit is on, and the Bobcats send one man back deep, and that's Mamone. And this time a kick.
Oh, just barely missed it.
Boy, he got some foot on it, though, and a great kick, not returned, and Beaver will take over near midfield. They're going to spot the ball at the Bobcat 49, so a pretty nifty punt by the Cougars.
I thought that Zach Harris had a great opportunity at that if he jumps at the punter, but so many times you see people hesitant to go at the punter because they don't want to get that roughing the kicker call. If he does so that time, he probably gets it. And, of course, if he gets the football, it doesn't matter if he makes contact with the punter at that point.
7-0 Blackhawk, 4:09 to go first quarter. Beaver starts from their own 49-yard line. Now the Bobcats will recede back to the huddle from the line of scrimmage. Brady Hansen, the senior quarterback, missed all of last year, but looks pretty good thus far tonight. Bobcats had the ball at the 10, but they fumbled. Now they get another chance near midfield. This time, the delayed handoff and looking for some room and going nowhere except behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss, and that was Zach Harris, and he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, a little bit of trepidation that time from Harris. He's got to get up the field and try to get what you can, because when you start, kind of moving horizontally and you see that penetration coming, you got to try and get what you can out of that play on that option.
Well, a crowd, because of the pandemic rules, not large, but they're making a lot of noise, and a nice spirited crowd here tonight at Blackhawk Stadium, and what a gorgeous night for football, and we hope you're enjoying it, listening to Beaver County Radio and watching it on Facebook Live. This time on second down, it's Ringer, and Ringer doesn't get much either. He is stuffed near the line of scrimmage. Give him a yard. It's third down and 10 for Beaver.
Yeah, good penetration up front that time by Blackhawk. Good support in that second level from the linebacking core. And now that presents a third and long for the Bobcats, looking like a passing situation for Brady Hanson.
We're going to be checking in with Rick Plasmeyer after this play, and it's a big play, especially for Beaver trying to keep the football. They're down 7-0. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Beaver. Hanson has time. Now he looks. He can't find anybody. Still on his feet. Now he takes off to the right side, and Hanson's going to be knocked down at the 45. It'll be a gain of 4. Rick Plasmeyer on the field, and Rick, I'll tell you, Brady Hanson doesn't look like a guy who has suffered from an ACL.
Well, it looks like he's down now, Bob. That's unfortunate, but on that fumble, if you notice, Beaver does not huddle. They run a play in with their numbers, and each player looks at their wrist, and it looked like the back may have missed the number because he wasn't even prepared to get the ball. The ball hit him in the gut, and it just went.
Well, boy, tough news for the Bobcats. Hanson on the artificial surface here, thanks to Rick Plasmeyer, doing the updates this year, brings a wealth of experience following Riverside football, and now he's going to get a taste all over the county. And his updates, as always, brought to you by Freedom United Federal Credit Union.
Well, you hope it's not a serious injury there for Hanson as they are attending to him down in that field. With all that he's been through with what happened a season ago, you hope that this is nothing major.
We're going to take a timeout. Hopefully better news on the flip side. We'll be back in a minute. 7-0 Blackhawk here in our opener on Beaver County Radio.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whitez.
This is David Whitez, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BCCTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades, and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
When it comes to an emergency, seconds can make a difference between life and death. Medic Rescue has been serving the citizens of Beaver County by providing the best ambulance service. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Their trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Don't just ask for an ambulance, ask for Medic Rescue. Medic Rescue, your care starts with us.
Well, Brady Hanson, he's limping, but boy, it looks a little bit better than it could have been. He'll go off the field, and knowing Brady, he'll want to get back into that lineup again. It's 4th down and 4. Some early scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk, courtesy of Fry Transportation and our own Frank Sparks and Curtis Walsh. Central Valley with the high-powered offense. Where is it? They trail Hopewell on WMBA 2-0. Munis taking a 7-0 lead over West Allegheny. Aliquippa with a touchdown leading Newcastle 7-0. Keystone Oaks on top of Ambridge 7-0. Same score, Avonworth leading Quaker Valley. And Beaver Falls, the number 1 ranked team in 2A, leading 13-0 over Riverside.
You asked about that Central Valley offense, and they respond immediately with a touchdown. 7-2 now, Central Valley on top of the Hopewell Vikings.
All right, they woke up. Now this time Beaver will punt on 4th down and 4. And it's going to take a nice roll. Actually, it's going to roll dead. I think Beaver might have benefited if they would have let it roll a little bit more. But still, Blackhawk is pinned back at their own 17 with 2:17 to go in the first quarter. It's still 7-0 Blackhawk.
Yeah, Josiah Santiago is a guy that downed it for Beaver, and as a sophomore, those are things that you're going to learn playing special teams, that when you have an opportunity to see that bounce and get further down the field, you're going to let it go. But you're asking guys that are inexperienced to play in those special teams roles, and they have to learn that.
So Blackhawk, for the 3rd time on offense, they scored on their first possession, going 73 yards on a 24-yard run by Josh Hathaway. And that's where we stand. Blackhawk has a man in motion. Davidson behind center, and they sideline pass caught by Heckathorn, and he is tripped up. Nice play defensively by Brady Hansen. Oh, wow. Boy, well, no, it was not Hansen. It was Brody Licklider.
Yeah, Licklider made a great tackle in the open field that time because the receiver caught the football moving forward. That's a tough place to make a stop, particularly with a blocker in front of him, and just a really good defensive play there.
2nd down and 8. The ball is now at the Blackhawk 49, down to 1:40 to go in quarter number 1. This time the handoff, and a couple of tough yards by Hathaway. And coming up from his linebacking position to make the stop for Beaver, Jay Kilton. It'll be 3rd down, and we have another injured Bobcat on the field.
Yeah, right leg is where he's pointing to, and I can't make out a number yet. I'm still working on it for you, Bob, but in some pain.
Well, we'll work on it during the break. Early injuries to the Bobcats. We're going to take a minute timeout. It's 7-0 Blackhawk. Our coverage continues on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
The most important piece of office or home decor is the one that makes everyone feel comfortable when they enter the room. And that's a water cooler or coffee service from Tri-State Waters in Beaver. Why just remodel when you can invigorate your team with the addition of a Tri-State Waters cold or hot beverage service to your home or business? Clearly the best, and for a good reason. Tri-State Waters puts refreshment on tap for thousands of local people every day, and you should join them. Call 724-774-4644.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation. Let's go down quickly to the field. The injured Bobcat, Ben Konjeski, and Rick Plasmeyer on the field had a chance to talk momentarily to Beaver quarterback Brady Hansen. Rick?
Yeah, Bob, this was his good. He has a big brace on the left knee, but this was his good knee. But he feels maybe the second half he's going to try to see if he can get back out there. He's says a little tender right now.
All right, well, that would mean he would miss over a quarter if Rick's estimation is right there. And I know that they're communicating, assistant coach Jeff Mullen on the field. But Brady Hansen, who waited so long after the ACL injury from last year, and his night, at least for the moment, has been cut short. On 3rd down, not much there. Bobcats make the big play defensively. So Beavers defense, after allowing Blackhawk to go 73. Not much there, and Blackhawk will have to boot it on 4th down and 4 from the 23.
Well, Zach Hayward was a guy that loved to fling it when he was a quarterback at Geneva, but a conservative call there on 3rd and 5 to Grateri doesn't yield the first down that Blackhawk was looking for, and the Cougars will have to punt it away.
We're in the final minute of the first quarter here at Blackhawk Stadium, so we'll monitor the situation. Rick Plasmeyer on the field with his Freedom United Federal sideline reports. And this time to kick a wobbly one, it's going to hit, and it's going to be fielded by Ringer at his own 40. And he dances and buys himself about 7 yards. The tiptoe down the near sideline, and he gets it out to the 47. And that's where Beaver will put it in play, and we'll see who is going to be under center after the recent injury to Hansen. He is sitting on the bench, and the Bobcats have to go to their backup plan.
Yeah, it's going to be Tyler Ziggis, I think. It looks like. I'm not positive of that, but that's who I think they're going to go with. A guy that usually plays at the split end position, called upon now to play quarterback.
So Tyler Ziggis.
Actually, they have Ziggis split out to the left side, so that might not be him.
Well,
they're going into a Wildcat.
Yeah, Marco Mamone is going to field it from the Wildcat, and he'll hand it off, and there's nothing there for Ringer. He'll lose a yard or two.
Yeah, this is a nightmare scenario for Coach Jeff Belts. He thought coming into this game probably we finally got our guy that we can count on to be at the controls quarterback-wise, and then Brady Hansen goes down, and now you're scrambling again in a Wildcat formation.
Mason Dufalo, a nice defensive play, and that's going to be a loss of a yard for Beaver. 23 seconds. We might be down to our final play of the period. And again, Hansen out of that lineup. And now rolling right is Mamone. Mamone off the back foot. His pass, and it's nowhere near the target. It skips in front of the intended receiver. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. Mamone in at quarterback, replacing Brady Hansen and getting a lot of love from assistant coach Jeff Mullen. And I hope that doesn't mean that his night is through, but Rick Plasmeyer, I'm sure Rick will catch up with the situation, and we'll be dealing with that. But you have to make do, and the Bobcats now with 10 seconds to go, it's 3rd down and 11. Looking to throw. Mamone's pass, and it's intercepted at the 36-yard line. And taking it back to midfield and then some. Down to the 43-yard line with the interception for Blackhawk is Zach Howers. The sophomore picks it off. The second Beaver turnover as the clock winds down. Blackhawk in good shape will end the period at the bottom of the hour after 1. Blackhawk 7, Beaver nothing. Let's take a minute timeout on Beaver County Radio, WBVP, and the new 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas.
Know if your team won or lost right away with a visit to the webpage scoreboard at beavercountyradio.com as soon as the games are over. Beaver County Radio will have all the up-to-date high school football scores posted, along with game recap stories and action photos. It's Beaver County's #1 online source for high school football scores and more. Presented by Mr. Trophy, Laughlin Insurance Agency, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, and the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Click beavercountyradio.com.
Okay, nothing on New Brighton and Freedom yet. Oh, that's right, they just started. Now we resume as we start the second quarter. You might have heard me saying about Freedom New Brighton. Keep in mind, that game is a 7:30 start. The Blackhawk Cougars will begin from the 43-yard line of Beaver.
This is an important drive here for Beaver's defense to try to limit the damage here. It's 7-0. They're trailing. You don't want to see Blackhawk get any further away.
Davidson has a field wide open. His pass, it's caught by Heckathorn. He gets inside the 30. That's good enough for a first down.
Boy, when Carson Davidson has gotten out on the edge on 2 or 3 occasions this evening, they've seen success in this offense. Don't be surprised if you see that become more of a mainstay in this offense with Carson Davidson rolling out to either side. Seems to be comfortable throwing it on the run.
13-yard pickup. Blackhawk with a 7-0 lead, trying to add on. Carson Davidson. And, of course, following the game, we'll have our Community College of Beaver County players of the game, and they'll be invited to a future coaches' corner. One player from each team recognized as our CCBC players of the game. Inside handoff, it goes to Hathaway, and he gets a couple there off the right side.
Yeah, that's more of the power look that time with double tights, and they're packing everything in and trying to get a good first down gain. But Beaver doing a nice job up front that time to limit just to a couple of yards that first down play and see if they can hold Blackhawk on this drive and keep it at a 7-0 game.
Well, you have to believe Beaver, you wonder how many points they can muster. Hansen is out. He is standing. He's getting some treatment from the training staff.
It appears as if they're trying to work on him to get him back in this football game.
This time rolling left is Davidson. Davidson looks his long pass, and it is caught inside the 15. It looked like Ringer was going to get the interception, and hauling it in for Blackhawk was Logan Kaler, and it's first down and 10 for the Cougars at the 13.
Yeah, Logan Kaler going 6'2", 205, and he just rips the football away from the defender that time with good coverage. I think it was Mason Lang out there on the perimeter, but again, I hate to keep belaboring this point, but when they've gotten Carson Davidson outside of that pocket, he has looked very good and very strong in the passing game.
We want to say hello to our intern who's doing some video work up above us, Antonio Ratetta. Well, Antonia, thank you for your contributions. Boy, we have a full house here tonight at Blackhawk Stadium on a beautiful Friday evening. This time the handoff tripped up. Nice play defensively, and that was Anthony George. Somebody's helmet goes off, a Cougar helmet, and now a flag is on the field. And let's check out the laundry.
Haven't had a lot of penalty markers in this game.
In fact, I believe just one. But
that offsides call early on, I think, was the only one.
Looks like this is going to be an infraction against Beaver. And a personal foul against the Bobcats, a face mask penalty against Beaver. And
that's a costly one. That's an automatic first down and half the distance needed to the goal line.
So Blackhawk now at the Beaver 7-yard line. Make it the 6. And a 2-score lead for the Cougars would look very good. This Blackhawk offense, as Zach Hayward said Wednesday night at the coach's corner, a lot of skill, a lot of speed. We're seeing a lot of that tonight. Now working out of the I formation on second down. And the give. And stopped at about the 4 is Hathaway. It'll be third down, 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, you think about Beaver now not without Hansen in the football game. It's just paramount for this defense to at least try to limit Blackhawk to perhaps a field goal if possible, because, as you said, points are going to be at a premium without Hansen on the field. So don't want to allow Blackhawk to get too much space.
It's third down and 1. 2-down territory perhaps for the Cougars. Backs are split. And the give. And it's...
Not a lot of running room. Yep, it's just stacked up.
And Gratteri with the call, and it's going to be close to the first down. And it'll be 4th down and 1. No gain for Gratteri.
Boy, this is a pivotal play in this game now if Blackhawk does decide to keep its offense on the field.
Cougars now with the clock turning toward 9 minutes, trying to add on to their 7-0 lead. Beautiful night. Want to thank Athletic Director Rick Ford for setting us up. Boy, a lot of responsibility for athletic directors, especially trying to accommodate the few fans that are allowed to attend.
I think we're going to get Blackhawks going to spend a timeout and talk this thing through because it doesn't look like they're in any hurry to get to the line.
All right, so Blackhawk will use its initial timeout, and we will take a 30-second break. 8:40 to go in the half. Blackhawk looking to add on. The Cougars 7, Beaver nothing on Beaver County Radio.
How have you been? This is Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, and I'm pleased to announce that it's game on. Just like football, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is moving forward to serve you better in honor of our 80th anniversary. But that's nothing new. Every day is game on. As we strive to sustain and build up the community, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is focused and ready for whatever happens. You might even say that we got our game face on. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's why they asked me to wear a mask. Visit us at bfwater.net.
Give me a breath,
okay,
so.
Good. Following the timeout, Blackhawk now 4th down and goal. 4th down and 1, I should say, from the 4-yard line. And, Jason, yeah, you could be very conservative here, try to get a 2-score lead, and maybe that's enough. You don't know about Brady Hanson's situation, if and when he will return. But when you have an opportunity like this, I know that Zach Hayward would really like 6 a lot more than 3.
And not only that, you're pinning Beaver. Even if you don't convert here, you're pinning Beaver, who's wounded offensively, way back in their own end of the field.
Davidson behind center. 4th down and 1 for Blackhawk. Backs are lined up in the split. And the throw into the end zone, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. Heckathorn was able to haul it in, and Blackhawk has extended its lead to 13-0.
That is just a tremendous job, again, of fighting for the football. Heckathorn with that big frame, able to kind of box out the defender, if you will, to use a basketball term there. Heckathorn able to get his way into position to secure the catch, and that's a big one for the Cougars.
So Blackhawk has scored its 2nd touchdown. And they're lining up like in a swing gate situation. They're going to I don't know if they're going to try to get 2 points here. Now they have a man in motion. They will go for the 2, and he's brought down. Anthony George says, not in my neighborhood. They'll settle for 6, but it's still a 13-0 Blackhawk lead, and we'll return in a minute on Beaver County Radio, WBVP, and the new 99.3 FM.
It's model year in time at the car dealer, and that can mean that this is the best time to buy your next vehicle. Whether you are looking to save money by picking out a remaining 2020 or want to be one of the first people to sit behind the wheel of one of the newly arriving 2021s, make that purchase more affordable than ever by financing it at Friendly Federal Credit Union. It's end of the model year time, and Friendly Federal will help put that new car in your driveway. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
For more information.
Well, Jason Colangelo gives me an update. Aliquippa, welcome to 4A. It's not bothering the Quips at all, moving up in class again. And they lead Newcastle 14-0, though a lot of football left at Taggart Stadium. But what a promising start for Mike Warfield as Aliquippa ventures into 4A. We'll see the Quips next week on WNBA against River Rivalry Ambridge. This time on the kickoff and a nice return, and that's been Beaver's bright spot. Good returns on the kicks.
Yeah, it's Wyatt Ringer again, and he's been very, very impressive. As I said, Bob, a lot of poise on that punt return last time. It bounced in front of him, able to retreat, get the football, and get it up the field, and puts his team in good field position. Very important for this offense right now to have a good series here.
Well, Tyler Zigas, who was their main quarterback a year ago, but not handling that position as of yet. Marco Mamone has worked out of the Wildcat and the shotgun. And let's see who comes into the lineup now.
I think it's going to be Mamone again in that Wildcat formation.
Anthony George is the fullback, now camping out to the right side of Mamone. And George will get the football, and George barrels through. He'll get about 3 to about the 46. It'll be second down and 7. Boy, I'll tell you, that is no fun tackling a guy. They have George listed at 215. I think he might have went on a hamburger diet just recently. He looks more than that to me.
Yeah, I'm just guessing it's a few more pounds than the 215, and he's a load to bring down, that's for certain.
So it's second down and 7. 7:53 to go in the second quarter. Gorgeous night for football, and Blackhawk looks prettier on the scoreboard. It's 13-0. Now in the gun, and it goes to George again. George puts his helmet down. And there's a loose football. Did Blackhawk recover in bounds? That's the question. And they do. That's the third turnover for Beaver, and recovering the football was Zach Hours, and the Bobcats relinquish possession, and Blackhawk leading 13-0. Go on offense near midfield.
And they get into Blackhawk territory, but George coughs it up, and he was adamant that he was down on the play. Now Beaver taking it over, Blackhawk taking it over, leading at 13-0. You don't want to say knockout blow; it's too early, but certainly the Cougars are threatening to really take a stranglehold in this football game.
Brady Hansen has not quarterbacked the last couple series. He suffered what looked like a knee injury, a minor one. They're working on the right knee, and probably will not return in the first half, as Rick Plasmeyer
That's a fumble.
There's a loose ball. Are they going to say it was down? They do. And you can tell the Bobcats are not happy after 3 turnovers. Now they're going to say it's Beaver football.
Yeah, what happened, Bob, is the referee made the call from the backfield, but the side judge came over and said, no, I saw that thing pop out of there. And when they got together and conferred, they decided, we're going to give it over to the Bobcats. So that's a big turnover for Beaver. Big opportunity for the Bobcats inside Blackhawk territory.
First turnover of the night for the Cougars. 7:25 to go in the half. Blackhawk leading 13-0. Beaver will send out Marco Mamone again. He'll work out of the Wildcat. He is a threat to run, and now he has Ringer in the backfield behind him. 2 receivers, twins to both sides for Beaver. And it is Mamone on the carry. Mamone twists and turns, but gets little. Might have gotten a yard at best. They give him the 48-yard line.
Bob, what you're seeing now is this Blackhawk defense creeping up 7, 8, 9 guys in the box because there's no threat of that vertical passing game. And with all those green jerseys right at the line of scrimmage, there's just very little room to maneuver for Beaver offensively.
We're going to be checking in a few minutes with Rick Plasmeyer doing the Freedom United Federal Credit Union sideline reports this year. Welcome aboard, Rick. Great to have a guy of your wisdom and talent on board with Beaver County Radio. Now throwing the football and out and a nice catch by Fitch.
Yeah, that's an important completion that time because it shows Blackhawk that Beaver can get it down the field and for the first down with the passing game.
Well, we have a shaken up Bobcat. That will be a first down for Beaver at the 37, but another Bobcat comes up hobbling in the name of Cade Pattison.
Yeah, they are really seeing some injuries begin to mount up here for the Bobcats. But that was an important completion for Mamone, though, because it shows that he can throw it down the field and presents a threat. But this is, again, another, you're already being hurt by the injury to your quarterback. Now the guys that are up front trying to protect them go down, and that makes it that compounds things for them offensively.
Well, he could put no pressure on that left leg at all. He's being assisted off the field. Now he'll have a seat on the artificial surface here at Blackhawk Stadium. Blackhawk Stadium now in its 3rd year of operation. Took a while, and in fact they had to use Beaver Falls Stadium a couple years ago because delay in construction cost them, and Boy, I'll tell you, for what my opinion is worth, but if they're thinking about renaming it in the honor of someone, who else but the legend Joe Hamilton?
I concur there. I don't know that's something that should have already happened, in my opinion. But yeah, you want to talk about legend? They don't come much more legendary than Joe Hamilton.
Now in the Wildcat goes Mamone. Beaver a first down. And it's Mamone. And Mamone is brought down. Great play by Hathaway, who scored a touchdown. And now he drops Mamone for what looks like a 6-yard loss.
And Bob, I missed the broadcast a few days ago, but you had Coach Hamilton on recollecting with Coach Nessa in studio recently, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a 1988 WPIL championship. And that was Mark Raz and myself.
When you get Coach Hamilton and Coach Nessa in the same room, that is an automatic good broadcast. You could just kind of just let them go and let them have at it.
I could have stayed there and just ate pizza the whole hour, and they would have been fine.
I've been on the banquet circuit with those two, and they can turn a story.
Down the field, and the pass, it's going to be picked off by Heckathorn. Might have been a blown route or miscommunication, and he takes the ball back to the 28-yard line, and that's the 4th turnover of the game for Beaver.
Yeah, Mamone was looking for Charlie Higgs, but the route was abbreviated by Higgs, and Mamone thought he was going down the field further along the sideline, but that was an easy interception because of that miscommunication that you referred to.
Heckathorn's had a big night. It's not going to be an easy evening to choose our CCBC players of the game.
We got a lot of football left, though, so there's still some time to state your case.
5:46 to go in the second quarter. 13-0 Blackhawk.
Again, Beaver's defense has been called upon to try and keep this thing as close as possible until their offense can get untracked, and here they are again, down 13-0.
This time on the end around, they're trying to go to the right side, and they're not going to get there. It's going to be a yard loss, and on the carry was Logan Kaler, but he had nowhere to go. Beaver was not fooled one bit. It's going to be a loss of a yard. It'll be second down and 11.
Yeah, Mason Lang in pursuit that time, tracks him down. Good defensive effort here for Lang, and short loss on the play.
Well, Beaver really needs a 3-and-out and then a touchdown. I mean, that's easier said than done, but they need some momentum going in the locker room. Brady Hansen has been out for a while. He's been stretching. He's trying to shake off that injury that he suffered at the beginning of this period or near the end of the first quarter. He went out around the 125 mark. Now passing. Davidson pass. It's caught, but for a short pickup. The ball was thrown low. He was getting harassed. It was brought in by Kaler, but a short pickup to the 30. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Cougars.
Bob, just a couple of quick scores. New Brighton has taken the lead on Freedom 7-0, and you were mentioning about that the dormant state of Central Valley's offense. Well, the slumber is over. Central Valley leading Hopewell 21-2 in the middle of the second quarter.
Well, it took him a while to get started, and I know that Matt Weiss is not in the mood for moral victories, but, I mean, to stop Central Valley for most of a quarter without a touchdown, it's saying something for a Hopewell program that's been struggling. And this time the inside handoff, they're not going to get quite enough. That was Vince Grateri. They were trying to fool the Bobcats, but Grateri is stopped about 4 yards short of the stick. So Beaver will get the football. They'll have just over 3 minutes to work with, but turnovers have killed the Cats tonight. 4 turnovers for Beaver in this football game, and we're only in the first half.
Yeah, kudos to that defensive unit, though, because they've hung tough and kept the Bobcats in the football game.
Low snap. They get it off, almost blocked.
And we got a roughing the kicker call.
It's Wyatt Ringer, and Ringer's at midfield, but this could all go for naught.
This is a tough call, Bob, because the snap was bobbled, and you don't know which direction that punter is going to go, left or right, so you're kind of hung out to dry there. So it's not a situation where he blatantly ran into him and just destroyed him going after the punt. It was just a situation where he happened to run into him more than anything else.
Well, they're discussing the situation, and if the punter has to step out of the pocket.
Correct. That's a tough call.
And that's probably what they're discussing. Did he step out of the pocket because the snap was offline? That's a tough call, and Beaver's looking for a break because they're down by 13.
Yeah, they are having that discussion right at the 40-yard line about good job of officiating here to get together and make sure you got the call right.
Bobcats are acting as if they will get the football, but that might be wishful thinking on the Cats' behalf.
Well, the discussion is quickly turning into a lengthy one here.
Well, the longer it goes...
It's like a soliloquy in the Senate or something right now over there on the far side.
Soliloquy, if I could say it, in the Senate. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they get together on the floor and discuss things together as senators.
Well, the presidential election's coming up in less than 2 months.
Don't remind our viewers; they're probably well aware. Every commercial.
All right, there are a couple of fouls running into the kicker against Beaver. And an illegal block in the back.
Okay, so that's a running into the kicker, not a roughing the kicker. So the running into the kicker is a 5-yard penalty.
But I think it would be enough for the first down.
Yep, it's going to result in the first down.
It is a first down for the Cougars. So no matter how you slice the pizza, it's a big break for Blackhawk, and the Bobcat defense has to stay on the field as the Cougars now have it at their own 45. 3:23 to go in the first half. 13-0 Blackhawk, and as Jason just mentioned a moment ago from the Fry Transportation Update Desk on sister station WMBA, Central Valley, after trailing 2-0, now leading Hopewell 21-2. Now it's Davidson looking, passing, and this one skips in front of the intended target. He tried to get it to Kaler, and it'll be second down and 10. The clock stopped with 3:09 to go in the first half. Well, the sun has gone down, but a pleasant evening. What a beautiful night for football, and they were looking for this kind of weather all week. I thought maybe earlier in the day, Jason, that looked like it was kind of overcast, looked like it could have rained, but boy, I'm glad I'm not a meteorologist, though, because it is a gorgeous evening, and especially for the hometown Cougars, who are on top by 13. Now on second down and 10. Handoff goes to Kaler. Kaler, though, doesn't have much negotiating room. He gets a yard. It'll be third down and 9.
Well, this is of paramount importance for this Beaver defense to try and get off the field here and get one more crack at it offensively in this third and long for Blackhawk.
Well, Beaver, I believe, has all 3 of their timeouts left. I'm kind of interesting to see that they haven't used one of those.
Well, I think the thinking there, Bob, is that we'll have those timeouts on offense, but you want to be sure you stop them first because you don't want to conserve time for Blackhawk if they can convert that third down.
Third down and 9 for the Cougars at their own 46-yard line.
Now
we got a timeout because the play clock was vanishing. We will take a 30-second timeout from Blackhawk Stadium. 2:19 to go in the half. Blackhawk 13, Beaver nothing. High school football has returned. The Beaver County Radio will be right back.
Don't play games with your HVAC unit. Play it safe and call McGee Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving the needs of Beaver area residents for over 60 years. Respected and reliable. A family-owned and operated business that provides professional sales and service for all your heating and air conditioning needs. With all this to offer, why would you go anywhere else? Don't wait. Call McGee today. Serving the Beaver Valley area, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. Call 724-375-7112. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, Main Street, Aliquippa.
Back to you, Bob.
After the timeout by Blackhawk, that was the second for the Cougars. Want to thank again Frank Sparks and Curtis Walsh back at the studio. Frank and Bruce Fry will handle the duties after the game for the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. Brady Hansen, that's the story for Beaver. He has been out for a while. Early or late in the first quarter, he went out with a apparent knee injury. This time, pass down the field. He's got a receiver. Logan Kaler hauls it in, and it's a first down for Blackhawk at the 20 of Beaver. Yeah. Boy, does Davidson look sharp tonight.
Kaler and Heckathorn are just such big targets for him to find down the field, and they are doing a great job of creating space and then going up and getting the football at its highest point, attacking that football all night.
Blackhawk will spike the ball. They only have the one timeout left, so they'll...
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left. 2:08. Perhaps a little early to do so, but they still have the timeout in their hip pocket. But what a great passing attack by Blackhawk in this first half. That's been how they've made their money here in this first half of play. It's just been through the air and very impressive performances, particularly from the wideout spot.
There was a sideline warning against Blackhawk. No penalty. Yardage addressed. 13-0. Cougars. After the long pass to Kaler from Davidson. Blackhawk looking to add on to their 13-0 advantage. This time, though, hit hard right at the point of contact. And Josh Hathaway felt that one. Actually, into the lineup at running back, that was Tyler Dietrich.
And we go with this third and long again for Blackhawk, and Beaver's defense just critical that they get off the field in this instance.
Well, you have to believe this is 4-down territory for Blackhawk, being that they're at the 21. Field goal would be pretty lengthy. Unless they could pick up some of this yardage, then you might think about it. This time on the delayed handoff, it goes to Hathaway. Is able to break one tackle. Still on his feet, dancing inside the 15-yard line, down to the 11. And just short of the first down, it looks like. But they only have about a yard, it would appear, to get the first down. What an effort by Hathaway.
Yeah, good piece of running that time by Hathaway, not giving up on the play, fighting for every yard, and as a result, very close to that first down marker. Now, with Blackhawk just having one timeout and the clock moving at 49, they've got to see some more pace here if they're going to try and convert this fourth down. Clock will stop if they do convert it, but got to get up to the line.
Back split, Davidson behind center. Goes to Hathaway. Hathaway's got the first down. And he's down to the 7 of Beaver.
Yeah, that'll momentarily freeze the clock at 31 1/10 to play, but they blow it ready for play quickly.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and Blackhawk freezes it on the spike by Davidson.
Good execution that time by Davidson. A young quarterback coming in there, able to recognize what's going on, have the awareness to spike it quickly and conserve as much clock as he can. 26 seconds to play, or a little over 26 seconds to play, and still time for Blackhawk to try and get in the end zone.
Well, at the half, we will go down all the scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. The lone wide out to the right, the 6'4" Carson Heckathorn. Second down, goal from the 7. Pass, and this one might have been deflected.
We talked about the ability of Davidson to roll out and having success there, but this time the pursuit was excellent. As that name that keeps coming up for Beaver, Wyatt Ringer, was in the face of Carson Davidson, didn't allow him to get the pass off, batted it down right at the scrimmage or line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd down and 7.
22.7 seconds to go in the second quarter. Blackhawk looking at 3rd and goal from the 7. If they don't score here, a field goal would give them a full 2-score lead.
No timeouts left for Blackhawk, so you got to think here, if they don't have a completion, what will we see?
And now a whistle is blown. And we'll get the word. It's going to be a illegal shift against Blackhawk, so that could hurt you if you're thinking 3.
And not only that, so Bob, here in this situation, if you complete the pass, you have to be very mindful with that clock running under 20 seconds. If you complete the pass and it's not a touchdown and you get tackled in bounds, you've got to scurry to the line to try and get that last play off. It's not going to be easy with 20 seconds left.
I did not know that Blackhawk had used all of its timeouts, but
according to the school board, that's what they have it. No timeouts remaining. So
okay, so
yeah, so you got to be mindful of that as an offensive player. Now you have to have the awareness that if we are tackled prior to getting into the end zone, we've got to scurry to the line of scrimmage and try and get a playoff.
3rd down, and another flag, and a procedure call against Blackhawk. So
this thing's falling apart on him, isn't it? It would look like a promising matriculation toward the end zone, and now it's penalty after penalty.
Yeah, and even at this point, a field goal was not a given.
No, not at all. You're backed up to what now? The
17.
17. You're looking at a 34-yard field goal.
Please reset the game clock at 20.7 seconds.
And the game clock, as you might have heard the public address announcer say, they'll put another second or so, make it 20.7, but now there's a malfunction on the board, and they're going to have to get that straightened out.
But not to belabor this point, Bob, but this even becomes more critical now for Blackhawk. You might not necessarily get this play into the end zone, and with that little time left, you got to be mindful. You got to be aware.
Well, we'll keep it here with 2:07 to go in the half. If Beaver is able to hold,
gives them a little bit of momentum going into the intermission and able to stay in it and try and collect themselves offensively and try and put together a game plan for the Bobcats without their starting quarterback. You have to try and find out what worked offensively and what can we revisit and try and get something going.
Let's go down to Rick Plasmeyer. Rick, your observation. This is a very critical down, especially for the defense down 13-0.
Yeah, Blackhawk was there just jumping the gun a little bit, probably overacting, with little time on the clock, want to get it close. But I do have a couple updates. They took number 72, Patson, off on a golf cart. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He's not here on the field no more. And number 55, Konjensky, he's probably done for the night too.
Yeah, those are just tough losses for Beaver, and as I said, they're mounting.
Well, thanks, Rick, for that update. Always brought to you by Freedom United Federal Credit Union. And now we're ready to resume. Beaver used its first timeout, and now they're going to put 20 seconds even on the clock. 3rd down, Blackhawk has to get it in the end zone or try a long field goal. They're at the 17. Even if you don't get the first down, if you play the boundaries, then you stop the clock and give your place kicker a little better opportunity. Beautiful night, though. I mean, for kickers, artificial surface, just an ideal night, but still not a short kick.
They're still working on getting that clock situated, and it's still not correct. It's showing 2 1/10 left, and that's not right.
Game clock's right at 21 seconds. Play will resume on my wrist.
There you go. Now they got it right.
All right. I guess we're ready to resume. Blackhawk, 3rd down.
Timeout, Beaver.
Well, Beaver's using their TOs. That's their second timeout. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back to conclude the first half. It's 13-0 Blackhawk on Beaver County Radio. might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. By Barrickman, here for electric garage in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 477-433-200, and your door will work like a CHI quality garage doors and LiftMaster garage door. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will write. Give them a call, 724-7743, or find them online at electricgaragedoor.com. Now with 21 ticks left in the half, rolling out, pass into the end zone, and it goes incomplete. So Blackhawk with 15.9 seconds to go can try a long field goal.
I think they
will do just that.
Yeah, that's a play that they've revisited several times, rolling out to the right side as Davidson. He had a man down the field wide open, but throwing across his body, that's a difficult throw for him to make, and now the Cougars have to settle for the long field goal attempt here. I wouldn't call it long, but semi-long, 34.
Josh Hathaway with the hold.
Jordan Patterson will try from 34 yards out. And the kick is up, and the kick is good! Inside the left upright. So Patterson gets the 3 with 12 seconds to go, and that's a huge 3. That gives Blackhawk a full 2-score advantage.
Yeah, it seemed like this last minute has been an eternity in time, but eventually Blackhawk does convert, gets the 3 points, and it's now, as you said, 2 scores with 2 extra 2s for Beaver to come back now down 16-0, unless the Bobcats can make something crazy happen here in its last few seconds of the half.
So we'll keep it here with 12 seconds to go before the break, and of course our halftime show we'll go down the scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk, and everybody in action tonight. All 19 teams from Beaver County.
Full slate.
Western Allegheny County, Lawrence County. We touch all those areas here on Beaver County Radio.
Facebook Live, Beaver County's touching everywhere now. It's out there.
It sure is.
It's as live as it could be.
And can't say enough for the fine work here by Malik Garrett tonight, Mark Peterson on the field, Rick Plasmeyer, and back at the studio, Curtis Walsh and Frank Sparks. And this time on the short squib kick, and Beaver will take the ball to the 44. Charlie Higgs on the return.
Brings it out to the Bobcat 44-yard line. 1st and 10.
So, well, Jeff Belts needs 56 yards. You do have a play, and if it's a defensive foul, that you get another chance.
Yeah, there's 2 schools of thought here. Obviously, you'd love to try and throw one up here and try and make a play into the intermission, but the other part of that is you don't want to make a mistake that gets you even further behind, and we've seen the turnover it's been a big bugaboo for Beaver. So I don't know, I'm kind of in the mindset of let's just get this thing to halftime and regroup. We'll see what the Cougars elect to do, or what the Bobcats elect to do.
And they will take a knee. Mamone will take his left knee to the carpet here, and a very encouraging first half for the Blackhawk Cougars. They have 13. Beaver has been banged up. The quarterback, Brady Hansen, is out. We'll see if he returns in the second half. Beaver with 4 turnovers as well, and a long field goal by John Patterson right at near the end of the first half. Jordan Patterson has extended Blackhawks lead 16-0. We'll take this 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with our halftime show. It's 16-0 Blackhawk leading Beaver opening night of the 2020 season on Beaver County Radio and Face Live.
Have your fall plans changed? There's still time to register at Community College of Beaver County. Choose from CCBC's 10 or 7-week mini-mesters to make a change one class at a time. Session starts September the 28th and October the 19th. Take your courses on campus or online and earn credits towards a college degree. Call 724-480-2222 or go to ccbc.edu/fall now to move forward. Start small, achieve big at CCBC. It's where you belong.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
The most important piece of office or home decor is the one that makes everyone feel comfortable when they enter the room. And that's a water cooler or coffee service from Tri-State Waters in Beaver. Why just remodel when you can invigorate your team with the addition of a Tri-State Waters cold or hot beverage service to your home or business? Clearly the best, and for a good reason. Tri-State Waters puts refreshment on tap for thousands of local people every day, and you should join them. Call 724-774-4644.
In the old days, we used to call it back to school shopping. This is Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. That time of year when you would get a new outfit or two for the first day, and maybe a new superhero lunchbox. With rates available from just 5.99% with approved credit, combined with the fact that many of our students don't have to actually go anywhere, you can actually use that money for something you really want for a change. Click freedomunitedfcu.com for more information. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
And we return to Blackhawk Stadium, and the Blackhawk marching band is on the field as we get things started here. Blackhawk leading 16-0. We'll go down the scores in a little bit, brought to you by Fry Transportation. But Blackhawk has played inspiring football. Carson Davidson has had a solid night, leading the Cougars on a 73-yard drive and a 24-yard run by Josh Hathaway at the 8:50 mark of the first quarter, and then Jordan Patterson with the extra point to make it 7-0. Beaver looked like it was in position to get the tying score, but they cough up the football at the 10-yard line, and that was the first of 4 turnovers for Beaver. And Carson Heckathorn catches a 4-yard pass on 4th down and 1 at the 8:35 mark of the second quarter. And that gave Blackhawk a 13-0 lead. They tried a pass in an odd swing formation, but it was not successful, and it remained 13-0. But Blackhawk, though, went on the attack again, and they were able to engineer a scoring drive culminating in a 34-yard field goal by Jordan Patterson with just 12 seconds to go in the first half to make it 16-0. And for Beaver, I know a lot of eyes will be focused on if Brady Hanson's able to return. Well, one other note before we get to you, Jason Colangelo. I had a chance to chat for a moment at the half with DJ Zigas, the father of Tyler Zigas, who took most of the snaps last year in Hanson's absence at quarterback. But he had a fracture of his own. He cannot hold the football. He can't throw the football, and that's why he is not.
Yeah, because I was anticipating him coming in, and that's why. So now we got the lowdown on that. Yeah, Bob, the injuries have been pretty catastrophic here for Beaver, particularly on the offensive side of the football, and they're really having a hard time mounting any kind of sustained drive as a result of that, because they become pretty one-dimensional trying to run the football, and Blackhawk's done a good job defensively. On the other side of things for Blackhawk, I really think that if you look at what they've been able to do on the offensive end, when you think about the success that Carson Davidson has had through the air, I think he's been sharp all evening long, and particularly rolling him out and getting him out in space, and the big targets he has at receiver, they've been there for him all evening long, and I think that Blackhawk can be really excited about what they've seen. We talked at the outset of our broadcast in the pregame show about having a lot of weaponry around the offense, but not knowing how all the pieces fit. Well, if that first half is an indicator, the pieces are beginning to come together pretty quickly.
We're going to take a trip around the valley. All the scores that we have here at halftime at Blackhawk Stadium. It is 16-0 Blackhawk leading Beaver, and we'll take this time out for 3 minutes here from Blackhawk Stadium on Beaver County Radio, WBVP, and the new 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas.
It all started in 1948 when WBVP first turned on the transmitters. And it's now halftime. You're tuned into Game On 2020 right here on Beaver County Radio. Today's game is being brought to you by the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. This year, celebrating 80 years of serving you. By the Community College of Beaver County. Click ccbc.edu. By the Laughlin Insurance Agency. By Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Click freedomunitedfcu.com. By the Maple Restaurant. And also by Friendly Federal Credit Union. And now, let's get to the press box with Beaver County Sports Hall of Fame announcers Bob Barrickman and Tom Hayes, along with fellow analysts Jason Colangelo, Bruce Fry, and Rick Plasmeyer for coverage of today's game broadcast on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
How have you been? This is Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, and I'm pleased to announce that it's game on. Just like football, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is moving forward to serve you better in honor of our 80th anniversary. But that's nothing new. Every day is game on. As we strive to sustain and build up the community, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is focused and ready for whatever happens. You might even say that we've got our game face on. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's why they asked me to wear a mask. Visit us at bfwater.net.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Know if your team won or lost right away with a visit to the webpage scoreboard at beavercountyradio.com as soon as the games are over. Beaver County Radio will have all the up-to-date high school football scores posted, along with game recap stories and action photos. It's Beaver County's #1 online source for high school football scores and more. Presented by Mr. Trophy, Laughlin Insurance Agency, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, and the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Click beavercountyradio.com.
Well, welcome back to Blackhawk High School. Just some scores that I can run down or provide some updates for us on, Bob. Newcastle struck back against Aliquippa. The Quips still lead it 14-7. That was a pick six for the Canes to get the lead cut in half. Western Beaver leading Southside midway through the second quarter, 7-0. Cornell has cut into Olsha's lead. It's now 21-19 after the two-point conversion failed. That, as I said, in the second quarter as well. 98-yard touchdown run for Cornell to get them to within 2 points. Freedom trailing New Brighton now. The Lions now extending the lead. It's 14-6. That one with 4 minutes left to play. And Avonworth over Quaker Valley 20-0 at intermission. And that one on our sister station, it's Central Valley all over Hopewell 33-2 as they, I think, approach halftime there from Tony Dorsett Stadium.
So much for Central Valley's slow start tonight, down 2-0 to Hopewell, but now leading the Vikings 33-2. Tom Hayes, Bruce Fry with the call there.
Frank Sparks is working so hard back at the station that he's even breaking hockey news for me. The Penguins have traded Nick Bukestad for a conditional draft choice to the Minnesota Wild. Just in case you wanted to keep abreast of what's going on the ice, in the sunshine, in the cool evening air, wherever you want to know what's going on, we got you covered.
Well, just in case, we better give Curtis Walsh some credit on this one, too. So he's back there helping.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's all hands on deck, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
It's all hands on deck. It's opening night.
All right. We're going to go for a timeout. We'll go down the schedule tomorrow, and if we get any more updates. But Beaver Falls looking like a number 1 ranked team, leading Riverside at the half, 33-7. Right here, it's 16-0 Blackhawk leading Beaver. And we'll take this timeout here on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
A new season is dawning, and it's time to get ready. It's car buying season at Bowser Chevrolet in Beaver Falls. If you've been sitting on the sidelines since spring, it's time for the Power Bowser to help you put together a winning drive. As in a test drive, right now get 15% of MSRP cash back on most 2020 Equinox models. That's over $5,700 cash back on select Equinox Premier models. But don't wait. This offer is only good through September the 30th. Shop Bowser Chevrolet BeaverFalls.com 24/7 or visit Bowser Chevrolet in Beaver Falls today.
Have you ever thought about where the football team would be without the quarterback? They probably wouldn't fare very well at all. Going through life with dental problems can be similar. That's because so much of what we do and how we interact and entertain with others is dependent upon good dental hygiene. If dental conditions have you sidelined, start by calling the right signals with dental care from Dr. C. Timothy Lip. Visit lipdentistry.com. Dr. C. Timothy Lip, your family dentist on College Hill and Robinson Township.
For a home run of a deal,
come see my friends at Beaver County Auto.
Refuse to compromise with a brand new Nissan. Here's some great offers, like a 2020 Nissan Altima for just $199 a month, or a 2020 Nissan Rogue SV all-wheel drive, only $209 a month, or a brand new Rogue all-wheel drive SL, just $229 a month.
Find the vehicle you want
at BeaverCountyAuto.com.
Did you know Fisher's New Brighton Foodland is as close as a click? That's right. If you're watching or listening to this broadcast online, open up a new window and click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com and start shopping right now. Fill your grocery order from New Brighton Foodland and follow Beaver County High School football all at the same time. What could be better? Fill your shopping cart up without ever leaving the sidelines. Visit GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com.
Why is it that the same old song from years ago can mean different things to different people? This is Bill from Laughlin Insurance Agency, your Penn National insurance provider. The reason why is because of the personal experiences and memories surrounding the song. Insurance can be a little bit like that too. Many times, coverages and plans are similar, but the difference in whether the impression was a positive one depends on your experience with the agent. Chances are it won't be the same old song when you deal with us. Visit LaughlinInsAgency.com.
When it comes to an emergency, seconds can make a difference between life and death. Medic Rescue has been serving the citizens of Beaver County by providing the best ambulance service. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Their trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Don't just ask for an ambulance, ask for Medic Rescue. Medic Rescue, your care starts with us.
It's model year end time at the car dealer, and that can mean that this is the best time to buy your next vehicle. Whether you are looking to save money by picking out a remaining 2020 or want to be one of the first people to sit behind the wheel of one of the newly arriving 2021s, make that purchase more affordable than ever by financing it at Friendly Federal Credit Union. It's end of the model year time, and Friendly Federal will help put that new car in your driveway. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
And we return to Blackhawk Stadium, and the Cougars leading the Beaver Bobcats by a score of 16-0. And let's go down to the field. Our Freedom United Federal Credit Union sideline reports, and Rick Plasmeyer. Rick.
Thanks, Bob. Hey, a couple of things maybe you guys failed to mention. Both teams never left the field. Blackhawk stayed on their bench, and the ball club stayed at the opposite end of the scoreboard for the half. And I also noticed down here they have 2 water bottles or 2 water jugs, but each player has to bring their own individual water jug. And they're filling them here out of these big orange Gatorade ones. I can remember back in the day, and I'm sure Jason knows them, they used to bring the jug out on the field and had like 11 hoses coming off of it, and everybody drank out of it.
Yeah, there was a time they used to have ladles where that was been the 60s. They have ladles and just dunk them in there and take sips of them that way. So yeah, it's a throwback.
And also, I talked to a band member. The band did a 1-week band camp, 4 hours a day.
Wow.
So they practice just as hard as the players.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that is an effort. That's for sure. And Rick, we'll be going to you during the second half of tonight's game, and his updates on the field brought to you by Freedom United Federal Credit Union. We're at 16-0, and both teams are back out on the field. And we were talking the other night on the Coach's Corner because the teams can't go to the locker rooms, if that means that we're going to get second half started a little quicker. You know, Tom Hayes has brought this out from time to time about how many times both teams will be on the field.
They'll reset it.
They'll reset it to 3 minutes, and then you wonder when it's going to get started. And if you go by the score clock, we have just over 3 minutes before the start of the second half. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, when we do get ready to go back into action, it's going to be very important for Beaver to get off to a quick start. I mean, they trail this thing 16-0. We know that they've struggled on the offensive side of the football. They're going to get the football to begin this second half of play, and you get the sense that they're going to have to show something on the offensive side of the ball to begin to climb back into this thing fairly quickly, because Blackhawk has shown a propensity to move the ball on offense. Beaver is not, and they need to turn the tide pretty quickly to get themselves back in it.
Well, the Bobcats might have to do it without quarterback Brady Hansen, who went out late in the first quarter to an apparent knee injury, and Marco Momone has been handling the snaps. Tyler Zigas not available to be a quarterback either tonight. He has just been a receiver. He was the quarterback last year when Brady Hansen went down in preseason camp.
Hansen is still stretching it out along the sideline, and he still looks like, he's in uniform. He's got his helmet on. He's still trying to make a go of it. I don't know if we have any reports about what's going on down there, but he's still trying to make a go of it, looks like.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. The second half coming your way. 16-0 Blackhawk leading Beaver in this battle in the Parkway on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whites.
This is David Whites, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BCCTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades, and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Why is it that the same old song from years ago can mean different things to different people? This is Bill from Laughlin Insurance Agency, your Penn National insurance provider. The reason why is because of the personal experiences and memories surrounding the song. Insurance can be a little bit like that too. Many times, coverages and plans are similar, but the difference in whether the impression was a positive one depends on your experience with the agent. Chances are it won't be the same old song when you deal with us. Visit LaughlinINSAgency.com.
The law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Attorney Chuck Garbutt.
Well, we tell them, number one, they cannot guarantee the result. All we can guarantee is the effort and an honest evaluation. Not every case goes to court. Most of them settle. There's a reason most of our cases settle out of court, and that's because over the years, the insurance companies have realized that when we're involved in a case, we do prepare that case as if it will go to trial, and we aren't afraid to take a case to trial. The insurance company keeps a book on the lawyers. There's a lot of lawyers out there that yell and scream and they pound their chest and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they haven't seen an inside of a courtroom maybe in 30 to 40 years. And the insurance industry knows that. Well, with us, it's a little different.
For your free consultation from the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly & George, call 724-658-8535 or visit them online at lgkg.com.
You're back, Bob.
Well, we are ready for the second half, so it looks like football is moving along a little bit faster, and the team's not going to their respective locker rooms. And we talked to Rick Plasmeyer. He had a chance to get a word in with Brady Hansen. Brady tells him he is returning to the lineup. So great piece of reporting, Rick, staying on top of that situation. We'll see how long Brady can go. The Bobcats surely need him. They're down by 16. This time the short kick, and it's going to be returned out past the 40 to the 43-yard line. And that's where Beaver will put it in play with Blackhawk on top 16-0.
Nice job of securing that football by the up back. I think it was Nick Williams, the youngster, on the return for Beaver. So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Boy, opportunity presents itself here. You got your quarterback, your signal caller back in the game and trailing it 16-0. Beaver wants to get on the scoreboard desperately.
Bobcats on the attack, moving right to left. Brady Hansen has returned to the lineup. And the give, it'll go to Ringer. Ringer is bottled up. He might have gotten one to the 44.
You wonder now with Hansen in there, and he's got the knee wrapped up, that you wonder if they're going to try and limit the speed option and the rollout plays for him and try and keep him comfortable back there. But just having him back there and a threat to throw is a big thing for Beaver.
Second down for the Cats. They need about 8 for the first down.
Now we got another injury is coming to the sidelines for Beaver's Wyatt Ringer. Looks like it may be a cramp.
Hansen, while his pass was there, but Marco Mamone was not looking for it, and as a result it goes incomplete. But Hansen did have some good zip on that football on the curl out pattern by Mamone, but Marco, now he's pointing as if like, okay, Brady, it's my fault, I wasn't there quick enough to get the blob.
Yeah, Wyatt Ringer, I can't confirm that it is a cramp down there they're trying to work out. And you may see a lot more of this cramping because of what's been going on with conditioning.
Hansen back to throw. Hansen looks. Hansen short of the target. He tried to get the ball to James Finch.
You know, and I think right now what you're seeing from Hansen is it's hard for him to plant that leg and get any oomph on the football down the field, and that is always tough for a quarterback that's injured that leg. It's not always easy to plant it and get any zip on his fastball, so to speak.
Well, we hope the extra day of rest next week will help, because Beaver will have its homecoming game against Western Beaver. First game ever between those two schools. We'll have it on all 3 legs of Beaver County Radio with a 7 p.m. pregame. This time the kick, wobbly, coming up, making the catch at the 26-yard line, and up the field goes Kaler, and Kaler's out to the 45-yard line, and that's where Blackhawk will put it in play.
Tackle by Zach Harris. Return is out to the Blackhawk.
Boy, good starting position here for the Cougars, and that's a tough possession to begin for Beaver. You know, I mentioned they want to try and get momentum to swing back in their direction, and boy, there would have been a great opportunity there to try and get on the board, but it goes by the wayside. Now Blackhawk can continue to extend this lead out with a score here.
Wideouts to both sides, and they have hurt Beaver tonight. Heckathorn and Kaler. And the inside handoff gets about 5 to midfield and in the Beaver territory at the 49-yard line. And that is Gratteri.
Vinny Gratteri on the carry. Tackle by Jake.
So it's a 5-yard pickup for Blackhawk. 10:47 to go in the third quarter. Cougars lead at 16-0. Opening week of the year, though it was pushed back a couple of weeks because of the COVID-19 situation, but football going on throughout the WPIL, and we'll have scores locally and throughout with Dawn Rebel from 11 to midnight. This time it's Gratteri again, puts his helmet down, gets about 2 more, maybe 3, and it'll bring up third down in a couple as they get down to the 46 of the Beaver Bobcats.
Well, Blackhawk has done the majority of its damage offensively through the air, but they have been able to run the football somewhat efficiently when they've wanted to, and it's been able to help them extend drives and convert on first down opportunities, but the touchdowns and the big plays have come through the air.
You get the feeling that another Blackhawk score of any sort would pretty much sew it up for the Cougars. They're already up 16-0. And on third down, and it's going to be a first down for Blackhawk. And they're just using the clock here in this third period as Hathaway gets the ball down to the 41 of Beaver.
And you wonder if fatigue's going to become a situation for Beaver to monitor, because that defense has just been on the field all night long, Bob. A lot of 3-and-outs offensively, and you're asking a lot of these guys in their first game out to just continue to get out there and play a lot of snaps, a lot of volume of snaps defensively.
Blackhawk will be on WBVP and 99.3 FM next Friday night. They make the trip to Central Valley, a non-conference game, and that'll be a huge test for these young Cougars, but they're looking good this evening. Pass down the field on the fly pattern to Heckathorn, and there will be a marker, no question about it. Marco Mamone made contact before the football arrived. That'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Beaver Bobcats, and boy, you see Mamone giving a good 6 inches to Carson Heckathorn.
For those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, you could see the separation there from Heckathorn and the defender. Then when Heckathorn tried to make his way back toward the football, that's where the contact happened, and the official had no choice but to throw the flag. There was definite contact there. Heckathorn was impeded from getting back to the football.
Marco Mamone trying to plead his case, but it'll go for naught. Now he'll recede to his defensive back position and try once again to handle the likes of Carson Heckathorn. And this time, the football, well, they'll move it up a spot or so, and Blackhawk will have it. Now moving left to right at the Beaver 26, inside of 9 minutes to go in the third period. Handoff, trying to get to the outside, and it's Kaler. Kaler shakes one tackle and gets about 5 down to the 19-yard line. Maybe a gain of 6, possibly 7 by the time he was actually brought down. And Kaler, one of a number of green and gold players tonight that are in contention for our CCBC Player of the Game award.
Bob, quick update. Noah Prince, 39-yard field goal for Southside. That gives the Rams the lead over Western Beaver 9-7. It's a nail-biter in that one.
All right.
Not a nail-biter at Tony Dorsett Stadium. 45-2 as flags fly before the play starts. 45-2 Central Valley. Widely regarded as a front runner this year and flexing its muscles against the Vikings.
Well, it started off interesting enough when it was 2-0 Hopewell, but now it's, you say 45-2.
45-2, and that's in the middle of the third. Just a couple other scores to update you on. Keystone Oaks now leads Ambridge 21-7, 3:45 left before half, so they're probably at halftime now.
Keystone Oaks had some good publicity coming into the season. That might be maybe a sign of better things to come for Ambridge this season. This time rolling left, and the pass, and it's going to be short of the mark.
Boy, did George put a licking on the quarterback rolling to his left side, and Carson Davidson was trying to throw across his body, and George just put his helmet right in his chest. No social distancing on that one.
Well, play and catch now is on the track here at Blackhawk Stadium is Hanson and Finch. And Hanson, I think you really brought out a good point, Jason. Seems like he's having trouble planning off that foot, not getting as much on the football as he would like. Now it's up to Beavers defense to give the ball back to Hanson. Third down. Davidson off the back foot, and the ball is caught. What a catch by the Cougars. They get it down to the 15, and that should be good enough for the first down.
Davidson again under duress. Again, George plants him, but this time Davidson's able to keep his eyes down the field, connect on the pass, and very close to the first down marker. I don't know if he got it or not, Bob.
It's 4th down and 1 for the Cougars.
By the way, Beaver Falls, we mentioned they were leading at 21-0. Riverside has cut into that lead. A 6-yard run for Calvin Hughes. 4:41 till intermission, 21-7. Beaver Falls over Riverside.
Well, you know what? I think according to Jim Carbone, the athletic director, was once 33-7.
So that may have been a little bit further behind then.
We'll check in.
Yeah,
Jim's going to get back to us on that one later on. That was Hilton on the catch. It's 4th down. Actually, it's 4th down and 1. The scoreboard showing 1st and 10, but it's actually.
Well, no, they gave it to him.
Oh, they did give him the first down.
They awarded him the first down. Initially, they had him shy and respotted it, so it's a first down.
So the Cougars get a fresh set at the 15. And now we have a timeout, Blackhawk. And we will take a minute break. 7:12 to go. Blackhawks threatening and leading Beaver 16-0 here on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live. Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
The most important piece of office or home decor is the one that makes everyone feel comfortable when they enter the room. And that's a water cooler or coffee service from Tri-State Waters in Beaver. Why just remodel when you can invigorate your team with the addition of a Tri-State Waters cold or hot beverage service to your home or business? Clearly the best. And for a good reason.
And the handoff this time goes to Kaler. He slipped as he made his cut. Gets about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, this drive is not only an impressive one from the standpoint of moving the football down the field for Blackhawk, but they're also churning that clock, Bob. We're just about halfway through now this third quarter, and with Blackhawk possessing it, it just doesn't give Beaver the opportunity to score. And right now, trailing at 16-0, the Bobcats got to make something happen.
We're live on Facebook Live, Trib Live Sports, and of course Beaver County Radio, WBVP, and the new 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas. Now in motion of Cougar, now on 2nd down and 8. And it is Davidson. His pass is incomplete. And that was intended for Kaler. It'll be 3rd down and 9. 6:20 to go in the third quarter. No scoring in this third. That suits Blackhawk just fine. They lead at 16-0. We'll be checking in a little bit with Rick Plasmeyer. He's closer to Brady Hanson, who has played in this third quarter, but still looking to iron out that injury that he suffered late in the first period. Did not play at all in the second. Blackhawk now looking at 3rd down and 8. From the Beaver 15. In the gun goes Carson Davidson. Pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. Just a tad off the mark as he tried to get it to Logan Kaler. It's 4th down and 8, and do you say field goal? Apparently they're going to give it a try.
Yeah, good coverage down the field. They had was it Heckathorn that was the intended receiver? Whoever it was a bracketed play. They had help over the top as well as underneath, and not a lot of room to fit it in.
I thought that it was Kaler.
I think you're right, Bob. I think it was 10, Kaler.
They will try Patterson. It'll be a 31-yard field goal. It is up, and it is good. With room to spare, Jordan Patterson with a good leg on him. He has 2 field goals in the Blackhawk cause. They have a 3-score lead. 6:11 left in the third. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. The score, Blackhawk 19, Beaver nothing. Here on Beaver County Radio, Facebook Live, and Trib Live Sport.
How have you been? This is Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, and I'm pleased to announce that it's game on. Just like football, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is moving forward to serve you better in honor of our 80th anniversary. But that's nothing new. Every day is game on. As we strive to sustain and build up the community, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is focused and ready for whatever happens. You might even say that we've got our game face on. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's why they asked me to wear a mask. Visit us at bfwater.net.
And we're back.
Near the midway point of the third quarter, Blackhawk, a team that graduated 23 seniors, but they look pretty sharp tonight. And they're up 19-0. Now the Bobcats trying to get back into the flow. And on the return, not much of a return to the 26-yard line, and that goes to Mamone. It'll be Beaver football moving right to left. It'll start from the 26-yard line. And the Bobcats will talk it over. Let's take a moment and go down to the field and see what Rick Plasmeyer has to offer.
Well, Bob, he's going back in. He's been warming up and ready to go. And interesting thing on that last Blackhawk drive, that Blackhawk line's doing a heck of a job blocking these Bobcats out.
We could see that, that's for sure. Beaver down by 19. In the gun goes Hanson. Hanson looks. Hanson down the field, and the ball is almost brought in, just broken up at the last moment as they tried to go to the receiver in Charlie Higgs.
Charlie Higgs made a valiant effort to try and go up and attack the football. Just couldn't quite come down with it. Good throw that time. That did have a little bit of mustard on it and got it in the vicinity, but just couldn't quite connect.
Tomorrow we have Pitt football against Austin P. Heinz Field coverage begins at 2 p.m. and a 4 p.m. kickoff. This time on the give and not much there. They're
second effort.
Yeah, I mean, keeping the legs moving and getting about 4. And that was Wyatt Ringer.
Well, it's good to see Ringer back in there. He was cramped up, remember, in the last series, and he's been a big cog in the attack for Beaver.
Now quickly to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6. Hanson looks. Hanson's pass. He's got a receiver, and it just depends on where they spot him.
Yeah, it's going to be, it looks like they have a mark just maybe shy of the first down, but there is a penalty marker on the play too.
Well, this penalty, if it's against Beaver, then all bets are off. They're going to say he got the first down. Now we have to check the marker. Officials discussing. Beaver trying to get back into the flow. They're down 19-0.
Result of the play is a first down, Beaver.
But a dead ball foul against the Bobcats.
Yeah, so they'll give them the first down, But that 15-yard penalty will be marched back, and that will take the ball back down to the 21, and there's also an ejection in the game as well. Bob, I thought one of the most interesting off-season story was the place kicking at Aliquippa, and it's come to the fold here pretty quickly in this season as the Quips, by virtue of a 29-yard field goal, have gotten back the lead. Now it's 23-20 against Newcastle.
Oh, that game was tied
Yes.
before then. Okay. We'll keep our eyes on that one. And Hansen on the fly pattern to Finch. And there's going to be a flag against Blackhawk, no question. Late contact. Trying to deny Finch the football was Zach Hours, and he is hit with the penalty. Now, in high school football, they'll only get 15.
That'll get that 15 back they gave away after the unsportsmanlike conduct.
So Beaver will get the 15 yards, and Hours, even though he was penalized, might have saved a huge gain for the Bobcats. So they'll mark the 15. That'll move it to the 36-yard line. 5:03 to go in the third quarter.
And if you're Beaver here, you want to do something on one of these drives because you want to get some confidence going into week number 2. Even if it doesn't work out tonight, you want to see your offense have some success and taste that success and know what they need to do to get some drives going offensively.
Beaver has 3 receivers left, 1 right. Quick drop, pass to Finch. Finch trying to make a move. Finch, little yardage, though. He'll get about 3 to the 39. Blackhawk, a couple Cougars coming up to make the stop, and getting in there initially. Mason Dubala makes the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Beaver.
And this is the first semblance of any kind of rhythm that we've seen in this offense to this point. This is their best, probably since that opening drive, probably their best drive of the night.
Now 3 receivers to the right for the Bobcats. Hansen looks. Hansen's passed down the field. It's picked off at the 47-yard line. And moving down the field inside the 35, the 5th turnover by Beaver in the game.
Yeah, and I think that's Zach Hours, and if it is, that's his 2nd interception, if I'm correct.
Zach Hours picks it off, takes it down to the 31. What a night for Hours. And Blackhawk is in business again at the Beaver 31.
First down.
Now the Cougars have just generated turnover after turnover. Every time it looks as if Beaver has something beginning to go right offensively, they just cough it up, and Blackhawk now can really turn out the lights with this possession. Just over 4 minutes and change to play here this third quarter. Chance to tack on another score.
4:11 to go in period number 3. Blackhawk already leading 19-0. Another score here would almost put it out of reach. This time a nice gain up the middle by Hathaway. That'll be a first down. He gets down to the 18. Gain of 13 for Hathaway.
I talked about that defense becoming a little bit gassed now for Beaver, and that's beginning to manifest itself up front because they're getting pushed around a little bit on these last 2 series.
1st and 10 from the 18.
Very difficult to maintain that emotional edge defensively when you can't quite do anything offensively and keep those guys off the field and keep them fresh.
Out of the eye comes Blackhawk on 1st and 10 from the 18. Quick hitter up the middle. It'll go to Vinny Grateri. They call him Vinny. He gets about 5 down to the 15.
And oftentimes what you see late in these games, those 2 and 3 yard gains now become 6, 7, 8, 9 yard gains because you got a group on the other end that's just they don't have anything left.
2nd down, we'll call it a long 5. 3:35 and counting in the third quarter. Blackhawk looking to add on. Now Carson Davidson taking time looking over at the sideline. Blackhawk on the far side of the field. This time it goes to Hathaway. Hathaway dips in for maybe a 2-yard pickup. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Central Valley continues to pour it on against Hopewell. It's now 51-2. I'm running out of superlatives for Central Valley.
Well, we knew going in that they had a very talented club, and they're going to be a tough out. That's for sure. Blackhawk will get that opportunity next week, and we'll have it on WBVP and 99.3 FM. This time on third down, not enough for the first down. Now you could always bring Patterson. He already has 2 field goals in this game.
Zach Hours on the carry.
And it looks like they're going to go that route. No?
Yep, another field goal.
This will be a 37-yarder from pretty much the middle of the field. Patterson trying to make it a hat trick night. Hathaway the holder. Low snap. The kick, though, is up, and it is good. What a night for Jordan Patterson. 3 field goals. And this one good from 27 yards.
And if you're head coach Zach Hayward, that's just a weapon that you love to have, to be able to convert on 3 field goals. Intermediate distance, but knowing that you have the accuracy to go ahead and finish a drive that way when you need it down the stretch is something to really hang your hat on later in the season.
We'll take a 30-second timeout. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 22-0 Blackhawk on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
A new season is dawning, and it's time to get ready. It's car buying season at Bowser Hyundai of Chippewa. If you've been sitting on the sidelines since spring, the teams are lining up for kickoff, and that means it's time for the power of Bowser to help you put together a winning drive, as in test drive. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 72 months on new 2021 Tucson models, or take home the 2021 Kona with 0% financing for up to 60 months.
Bob, you're back.
And the shorter kickoff. Nice return by Wyatt Ringer, and a shoestring tackle prevented a lot more. That was Hathaway, but still an outstanding return by Wyatt Ringer as he gets it out near midfield.
Yeah, Wyatt has made his presence known, the junior for Beaver. He has had a good night, particularly on special teams, but as I mentioned, he cramped up on that last series, and he's been a big part of what bright spot there has been for Beaver. Wyatt Ringer has certainly been one.
48-yard line. Beaver will begin. And now Beaver's going to have to play almost precision-type football from here on in. We're in the final minute and change of this third quarter. It's 22-0 Cougars. Hansen has time, looks down the field, and it is hauled in. Beautiful reception. Bobcats have it down near the 10-yard line. And it was Licklider with the grab.
Yeah, nice reception by Licklider and a nice throw that time as well. That's the biggest play of the night offensively for Beaver from a yard standpoint. And Bobcats threatening for the first time since that opening possession when they fumbled the football. 1 of 5 turnovers on the night.
Gain of 47 yards. Now the pass this time to George. He breaks a tackle. He's at the 10, still on his feet. Oh, my goodness. And it's no fun to try to bring this young man down. He gets near the 5-yard line.
It was like a battering ram. Just boom, right off of one guy, bam, right into another, and making his way down inside the 5-yard line.
Second down and 4 from the 5.
That pass to Licklider was 41 yards. Now Beaver is looking at second down and 4. They could get a first down without getting a touchdown. Their best opportunity of the night to get on the board. And it's Hansen off the Ringer. Ringer on his feet. And Ringer is close, but not in. But he might have a first down. And it's a first down for Beaver at the 1 of Blackhawk.
Gain of 4, good enough for a Beaver. First down. First and goal from the 1.
Hansen And this will be a touchdown. Wyatt Ringer gets on the board. Beavers' first touchdown of the game. Ringer takes it in, and it's a 22-6 Blackhawk lead. That touchdown coming with 27.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. The cap a 52-yard drive. And the big play, of course, was the 41-yard pass to Licklider.
Extra point.
And the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Extra point is good. 27.4 seconds remaining in the third.
Well, that's one score. We know they need at least 3 with a 2-point conversion, but as I said, Beaver getting some success, tasting some success offensively, and if your head coach Jeff Belts, you like what you saw in the passing game.
And the young lady puts it through the uprights. Mackenzie Boyd with the extra point will take a 30-second timeout. It's Blackhawk 22, Beaver 7 here on Beaver County Radio, Trib Live and Facebook Live.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Let's go quickly down to the field for another Freedom United Federal sideline report with Rick Glassmeyer.
Well, I think Hanson looked really well in that series. I was watching him. He was playing real well and everything. And, hey, I'd like to congratulate Mackenzie on that extra point. She got more points than I ever had.
She's pretty good.
I was about to tell you that was a good point, but I guess that would have given you a point.
This time the short kickoff by design, and it is Hathaway takes it to the 42-yard line. Could have one more play left in the third quarter. A couple scores, Jason.
Yeah, I just want to keep you abreast of what's going on real quickly. Moon now extending its lead. It's 14-0 now over West Allegheny. Just over 5 minutes to play in the third quarter there. Southside and Western Beaver locked in a tough one. Southside leading Western Beaver 9-7 as they enter the fourth quarter of play.
Right here, it's 22-7 Blackhawk. Davidson, but Beaver looking good. Another great kickoff return by Wyatt Ringer. And a marker is on the field. Looks like Blackhawk will move back 5.
Yeah, we've seen those flags pick up a little bit here in this on the offensive side of things for Blackhawk. A lot of pre-snap penalties.
Procedure on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So it'll be a 5-yard procedure call against Blackhawk.
Picking up that field mic from the official, I think, down the field.
Yeah. This time the handoff, and not much there. Grateri with the call. He gets about 3. And that should do it for 3 here from Blackhawk Stadium. We'll go to the fourth in our opener of the year. And our first broadcast in exactly 6 months on Beaver County Radio. And on this beautiful night, it's Blackhawk 22, Beaver 7. The fourth quarter coming up on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP. The new 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas, Trib Live Sports, and by Facebook Live.
Have your fall plans changed? There's still time to register at Community College of Beaver County. Choose from CCBC's 10 or 7-week mini-mesters to make a change one class at a time. Session starts September the 28th and October the 19th. Take your courses on campus or online and earn credits towards a college degree. Call 724-480-2222 or go to ccbc.edu/fall now to move forward. Start small, achieve big at CCBC. It's where you belong.
Have you ever thought about where the football team would be without the quarterback? They probably wouldn't fare very well at all. Going through life with dental problems can be similar. That's because so much of what we do and how we interact and entertain with others is dependent upon good dental hygiene. If dental conditions have you sidelined, start by calling the right signals with dental care from Dr. C. Timothy Lip. Visit lipdentistry.com. Dr. C. Timothy Lip, your family dentist on College Hill and Robinson Township.
We're back.
Ready to start the fourth quarter here from Blackhawk Stadium. Blackhawk leading 22-7. This time taking off. There's a field in front of him for Davidson. He's got the first down the far sideline. Knocked out of bounds inside the 35-yard line.
Time and again, when Blackhawks need a big play on offense, they've gotten him out to the perimeter, out in space on the edge, and he's turned the corner or delivered the football down the field with accuracy, and that's led to big things offensively for Blackhawk.
A first down for Blackhawk. The ball spotted at the Beaver 36. Beaver now, with its touchdown, gets within 2 scores of Blackhawk, and the Cougars trying to do something about it.
Well, Blackhawk has taken the football away 5 times from Beaver, and boy, the Bobcats could really like to return the favor here to get the football back one time on their own.
And now the carry, and this is going to be a stop in the backfield. Bobcats getting there and getting there quickly for Beaver defensively was Nick Oliver.
It's a 2-yard loss, so now on the wrong side of the chains. And as we mentioned, when Blackhawks needed this play, this is where they've been utilizing that passing game on these second longs, third and longs to convert, and Beaver's got to do a good job defensively to keep everything in front of them and get this football back in the hands of their offense.
Beaver has been bitten by the turnover. 5 turnovers tonight for the Bobcats. Blackhawk has 1, and Carson Davidson utilizing his weapons tonight, and Blackhawk with a 15-point lead just inside of 11 minutes. Davidson now, and a blitz on the left side. He gets rid of the football, and it's going to be... It is... Well, did they catch it? It looked like the official was going to give him a catch.
Boy, it looked like there was a tug of the jersey down there, too, on the boundary, but no call made, and now they're discussing whether or not it was a completion. Still talking about it.
Well, now it looks like no completion. Now let's check out the marker. 10:43 to go.
A lot of conferences out there among the officials this evening.
Offense.
Oh, that would have nullified the catch anyway. So there's a whole...
Remains second down.
So a rare major penalty against Blackhawk.
Now you wonder if that were... Is it... They didn't say whether it was ruled a completion or not, because if you're Coach Belts, you have a chance to make it 3rd and 12. You obviously needed the football back. They took the penalty, and it's second down and obviously long, but do you make it 3rd and 12 if it's an incompletion?
That's a great question. I don't know if I have a great answer.
We didn't get clarification on whether it was ruled a catch.
I mean, the 10 yards, well...
The downs, getting the football back in your hands is critical.
Pass, caught, and now football Beaver looks like they have it, and they do.
Yeah, we talked about them taking it away, returning the favor. That's exactly what the Bobcats D does.
Well, there's plenty of time left in the game. Hanson's starting to look comfortable, and Beaver has the football. They're down 22-7, but they have it first down at the Beaver 38-yard line.
Well, what you like now, if you're Beaver, is that you had some success your last foray offensively. Now you can begin to build off of that and try to make a big play again here on this time out and cut into that lead further.
7th turnover of the game, 5 of them belonging to Beaver. But the Bobcats now trying to really inch back into the flow in this one. It's 22-7. Still 10:14 to go in regulation. Beaver now will send 3 wideouts to the right. Hansen looks. Hansen looking, now passing. Got Finch at the 45-40, down to the 35-yard line.
That is a heck of a throw. You step up in the pocket, climb the ladder, as they say, and find your receiver with the eyes downfield with a perfectly accurate pass. That is big-time football.
Down to the 37-yard line of Blackhawk. 1st and 10, Beaver.
Well, if Beaver could get on the board, they would probably go for the single point to make it a full 1-possession deficit, but still they need 37 yards to cover. Now Hansen looks. Hansen's pass. Ball was picked off. It was just a tad high, and it's a 6th turnover in the game for Beaver. They were threatening, but the ball was picked off by Blackhawk. And Dante Campagna makes the pick for the Blackhawk Cougars.
Boy, that is disheartening for Beaver. You get the turnover on your end. You think you're inching your way back into this football game. You're on the move. Passing game is clicking, and then just a pass just a little high for the intended receiver and bounces right to a Cougar.
4th interception of the game for Beaver. Blackhawk will have it at their own 42-yard line. Now there's a loose football again, but I think that Davidson was able to sneak under the pile and recover it.
Well, no one wants to hold on to it here, Bob. I mean, everybody's seeing it elude their grasp here on the offensive end of things. If both teams struggling to maintain possession.
I couldn't do it. I'll go see if Antonio.
We have seen 8 turnovers in this football game.
Oh, yeah.
It looks great.
2nd down and 12 for Blackhawk. Still a lot of time, 9-10 to go. It's been a sloppy one here in half number 2. Now in motion goes Grateri. And the pitch out will go to the left side. Ample room, and breaking through is Hathaway. He's at the 30, 25, 20, down to the 17-yard line. What a night for Hathaway.
Quick pitch, and is there a penalty marker down? I thought I heard somebody allude to a penalty and way back here, but I don't see a marker. Yeah, it's coming back, I think. I see something I see something on the field, but it's not a penalty marker. It looks like a shoot.
No, I see a marker now just near the 50-yard line, and it's a hold against Blackhawk.
You know what? I saw that on the edge. It looked like just a little bit of the grab of the jersey, just a tug of the jersey, and that was enough to warrant the call.
Now we understand that we're joined by WMBA listeners after that very impressive opening season win by Central Valley, the defending WPIL champions. And we'll get you a final score on that one. Jason, do you have it? It was 51-2 at one point.
Yeah, that's the last score we had, 51-2. Perhaps somebody can back at the station could let us know if there was any update. But yeah, 51-2. The issue had long been decided. And that hold was marked off, so instead of that long play for Blackhawk now, they march it back to the 30. It's going to be 2nd Darlington Avenue here. Darlington Road, I should say.
Okay, we do get confirmation now from Frank Sparks and Curtis Walsh. It was a 51-2 final after Central Valley trailed early 2-0. They breezed by the Vikings at Tony Dorsett Stadium, 51-2. And now all 3 legs of Beaver County Radio are keeping their eyes on this one. And this time to pass it, it's out of the hands, and the clock stopped. And that's important when you're down by 15, and it's 3rd down in a bundle.
3rd down.
22 yards to go. Still 8:23 to go. I think Zach Hayward, Jason, wished that they would have used a little bit more time on this possession.
At this point, you kind of want to take the air out of the football and just try to move it on the ground, but Blackhawk kind of got in this situation because of that hold that it was so long to try and convert. They try to do so through the air, and that stops the clock.
Beaver's defense, you have to give this Beaver club credit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that they have kept them at least within arm's reach of getting back into it.
Now another whistle and a timeout, Blackhawk. Well, we'll take a quick 30 here. Blackhawk looking at 3rd and 22, and they lead it 22-7 over the Beaver Bobcats. We'll be back on Beaver County Radio.
Know if your team won or lost right away with a visit to the webpage scoreboard at beavercountyradio.com as soon as the games are over. Beaver County Radio will have all the up-to-date high school football scores posted, along with game recap stories and action photos. It's Beaver County's #1 online source for high school football scores and more. Presented by Mr. Trophy, Laughlin Insurance Agency, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, and the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Click beavercountyradio.com.
Back. We're back.
Well, Bob, 3rd and long here for Blackhawk, and for Beaver, they obviously need to get off the field. We mentioned Blackhawk, that incompletion stops the clock. Still a lot of time left for the Bobcats with 8:23 to play, down 15. You never know, and got to get the football back in your possession, but big play here.
I would imagine Blackhawk will just run the ball and try to use some of this time. Hours in motion to the right. And the sideline pass, it's caught. Even though it goes as a completion, more or less a run, they'll get a few yards out past the 35, but about 15 or so short of the first down.
And there's a penalty marker, and that might be a face mask.
Oh, boy, if that is.
I saw some green jerseys very excited over there on the far side, and it looked like they thought it was a face mask.
Well, that could take you right out of the game, but that goes against Beaver.
Face mask. 5-yard penalty.
Just a 5-yard face mask. Keep in mind, this is not the NFL where you have an automatic 15 yards. If it's a grasping of the face mask, it's only a 5-yard penalty, so that makes a huge difference. Big clarification there by the official.
Well, I believe that would not be an automatic first down.
No, it's just a 5-yard face mask.
Face mask. On defense, 5-yard penalty. Live ball foul remains 3rd down.
Yeah, so that will not make it 4th down. It's just the 3rd down. So I guess they give them the 3rd down.
Okay, so the ball was at the 42 of Blackhawk. 8-12, the 4th quarter dragging somewhat. Beaver down by 15, but if they stop them here, well, at least Blackhawk has improved the field position, so Beaver would have to move the ball conceivably quite a distance to get to within a touchdown. Pass by Davidson. Pass caught! And it's going to be a first down for the Cougars. Kaler, or I should say Hours with the reception. He's knocked out of bounds, but a big 3rd down catch and a fine throw by Davidson. And the out pattern run to perfection by Hours, and it's a first down Blackhawk at the Beaver 44.
Wasn't terrible coverage that time for Beaver, but just a great accurate throw, and Hours, who has 2 picks on the night, now hauls in a big reception on the offensive side of things.
Now the Cougars moving, and they have a time to get rid of a lot of the game clock with 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. They're up 22-7. Loose football, look out! There's a scramble for it, and Beaver says they have it, and they do. Wow. Anthony George recovers the leather, and that is Blackhawk's 3rd fumble. And Beaver has 6 turnovers. We're 1 away from double digits.
Every time you think that Beaver is left for dead, they pull themselves back up off the deck and show that they're still alive. And now with 7:56 to play, they got the ball in pretty good field position, down by 15.
All of a sudden, Beaver has life on the near sideline. Hanson has gone the entire fourth quarter. We'll be checking in with Rick Plasmeyer shortly. Down on the field with the Freedom United Federal sideline reports. Now Hanson looks. Hanson trying to find somebody. In the pass, it is
caught.
Brought in. What a catch by Higgs at the 37. In traffic, and he hauls it in.
Yeah, he climbed the back of the defender, went right over top of him, and hauls in the pass. And now first down inside Blackhawk territory. Clock is ticking, but Beaver is threatening.
And Hanson, after missing the entire second quarter, has gotten new life. Now Beaver will send three receivers to the left. Hanson's pass, and it's a little high.
Yeah, just sailed on him that time, Bob. Just tried to put a little bit too much on it.
Let's go down to Rick Plasmeyer. Rick, you have to be impressed. You got the field-level view of Brady Hanson in this second half.
Oh, yeah. So this Beaver team is fired up on this sideline. There's a lot of emotion right now going with Beaver. If they could score here, we got a ball game.
No question about it. Really like the spark coming back from that injury for Beaver that they've gotten.
Got to give the trainers a lot of credit getting Hanson ready for this second half. And now Hanson in some trouble, and he just gets rid of the football.
Smart decision there by Hanson. On the back foot. Didn't try to squeeze it in. Just lived to fight another down and throw it away.
7:29 to go. Blackhawk has a couple field goals in his second half. Beaver gets a touchdown.
You can see that Hanson's comfort level has increased, though, as this game has gone on. He has a feel for the game now, and as I said, got a little bit of rhythm there on that second possession of the second half, and since then has been pretty good.
Beaver in two-down territory. Third down and 10. Pass down the field. It is broken up at the last moment. It looked like
that's Hours again.
Hours, what a night he is having. And the pass was intended for James Finch. Looked like they had him, and out of nowhere comes Hours.
Yeah, and Hours and this whole defensive backfield, they are aggressive for the Blackhawk Cougars. They break on the football in a big way.
So Zach Hours breaks it up. It's now fourth down. Beaver not moving a yard in the last three attempts. And this is obviously a critical down for the Beaver Bobcats with 7:24 to go. Hanson looks. Hanson in some trouble. Hanson now off the back foot, and it is incomplete. Skips in front of the intended receiver, and it looks like he would not have had a first down anyway. That was Finch, who was trying to get the reception, and Blackhawk will take over on down.
Really gutsy effort that time by Hanson to get a throw off, try to get it down the field, and I'm seeing him grimace a little bit, and that knee may be tightening up on him a little bit as he jogs off the field.
Well, you give credit to Blackhawks defense, because after that nice catch by Higgs, they shut the door on the Bobcats, and they have the ball at the 37. But it's been a slow-moving fourth quarter. Beaver looking for another turnover. We've had 9 miscues in the game.
Don't be surprised if we see some power football here, Bob.
Now there's movement up front, and I think that's going to cost Beaver 5. Bobcats definitely jumped. Were they forced? No. Encroachment by the Beaver Bobcats. That'll move it up 5 yards, make it first down and 5 for Blackhawk. Final score on WNBA, Central Valley 51, Hopewell 2, after Hopewell grabbed an early 2-0 lead. Tom Hayes and Bruce Fry with the call. Bruce will join Frank Sparks on the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show following our post-game, brought to you tonight again by Electric Garage Door Sales. Grateri in motion. Single back, and he'll get it on the toss sweep. And it is Hathaway, and he gets enough for the first down. They only needed 5 after the penalty, and he gets it to the 48-yard line, and Blackhawk wants to allow the clock to be their ally.
Yeah, as I said, I don't expect to see much through the air here for the Cougars. They're going to want to wind that clock, and getting it up near midfield now with all the turnovers in this game. Right now, it's of paramount importance that Blackhawk close it out, and they would love to do so by churning out some yardage on the ground.
Both teams will be a non-conference action next week. Blackhawk Friday night at Central Valley. Hello. And that'll be on WBVP and 99.3 FM. Then Saturday night, all 3 legs of Beaver County Radio will have Western Beaver at Beaver, as Hathaway gets the call and gets about 3. Now, Western Beaver has fielded a team since 1966, so this is the 55th year of Western Beaver football, Jason. They have never beaten Beaver, but on the other side, Beaver has never beaten Western. This is the first meeting ever. We'll have it on Beaver County Radio in 8 days.
That's the inaugural meeting of the 2 schools. Correct?
Yes. 2 neighboring school districts, and they have never faced each other on the gridiron, and I don't even know if they've ever played each other in a scrimmage. Certainly not a regulation game. This time, and the carry will go to Grateri, and he gets to the 45, about 4 short. Another marker on the field. And a personal foul and a face mask against Beaver. And now you can see the frustration of the Bobcats. They kind of felt that they had a great opportunity to cut this to a 1-touchdown game, but Blackhawks defense stiffened, and now Beaver, I think they could sense, even though we're just past the halfway point of the 4th quarter, Blackhawk is grinding it out, trying to use that clock. They're up 22-7.
Yeah, that last punch by Beaver just landed a little short the last series, and now Blackhawk can salt it away with a good drive here.
We'll keep our eyes on Western Beaver, Southside, Aliquippa, Newcastle. Those were real close ones. We'll have all the scores on the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. This time the give, and getting a couple is Kaler, I believe, with the call. Zach Hours actually with the carry down to the 30-yard line of the Bobcats with 5:10 remaining in this opener. This game would have been the 10th and final game if the season was a normal one. But due to the pandemic, they eliminated the first 2 weeks of the season, and they moved the final week to week 3, and that's where we land tonight. And this time the give, and that's going to go to Grateri, and he picks up a couple, be 3rd down and 6.
Well, I just want to update you on that Aliquippa Newcastle score. Vernon Wells with a 93-yard touchdown for the Quips, and they now lead 37-20 over Newcastle.
Boy, what a story. Aliquippa being forced up the 4A. They have to go on the road to play a pretty good Newcastle club. And looks like they're going to get out of it with a W. That's a big game to start your season and to start in a new class. And this time, Frateri's drilled in the backfield. It's going to be 4th down, but time is running thin for Beaver. Now, they still have all 3 of their timeouts left, but only 3:50 remaining on the clock in the 4th quarter.
And just one other note on a quick score update. Avonworth all over Quaker Valley now. It's actually a final, just gone final, 35-0 the final Avonworth over Quaker Valley.
Boy, I'll tell you, just 3 years ago, Quaker Valley won a state championship in football. Avonworth went to the state final before they were introduced to Southern Columbia, and they got waxed, but this Avonworth program has really come on in the last few years. And 35-0 over the Quakers. And do we have a timeout? Apparently we do.
Delay of game.
Oh, delay of game against Blackhawk. Okay.
Replay 4th down.
So the Cougars will bring in the punting unit for a rare time tonight. They'll punt from the 30-yard line, actually, and they get it away. They're playing for field position, coming up, losing it, and now falling on the football at the 13-yard line, and that was Mamone. So Beaver only has 3:04 in which to make up a 15-point deficit.
Yeah, no time like the present for Beaver. They need a big play, obviously, and trailing it by 15. They have done it through the air here in this second half, and boy, they want to dial up one more.
We'll have our Electric Garage door sales post-game show. Again, great job at the studio by Frank Sparks and Curtis Walsh. Greg Benedetti on the other side tonight on WNBA, Tom and Bruce. Hanson has to get rid of the football when it's out of the reach of Wyatt Ringer. Second down and 10. 3 minutes exactly to go here in this opening game. September 11th, maybe years and years ago, you might have had a regular season start this late when there weren't as many schools playing and fewer games, but I don't know. Boy, it's been a long time. I mean, this season was supposed to start on August 28th, and nice carry by Ringer.
Bob, we got an interesting note from Brad Everett of the Post-Gazette saying that the Carleton-Stowe Rocks game has been declared a forfeit. Non-COVID related, Carleton wins it 2-0 over Stowe Rocks. Stowe Rocks just deciding not to play. Nothing to do with COVID-19.
And the pass goes incomplete. Finch was the intended receiver. If it's not COVID-related, well, I guess maybe more will come out on that situation.
But he did declare in the tweet that it had nothing to do with COVID-19, so not sure what happened.
Oh, that's interesting, and that's a tough opening night loss, and I mean, that'll be interesting to find out what the reason behind that, why Stowe Rocks elected not to play this evening. Now, Hanson and his pass is just out of the reach of Licklider.
We got an injury. I mean, I'm not positive because I didn't see the number, but that might.
Well, I don't notice Hanson out on the field.
Yeah, that might be Brady Hanson.
I hope.
Didn't want to speculate, but.
Well, we'll wait till we get a number. But, boy, I'll tell you.
This guy's tried his very best to keep his team in it and stay in this game, but it's just been a tough night.
2:29 to go. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back in a minute. 22-7 Blackhawk leading Beaver on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
In sports broadcast, pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whiteheads.
This is David Whiteheads, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BCCT.
.229 to go. And the Bobcats have a new quarterback after the injury to Hanson. That is Mamone, gets at the ringer. He's tripped up near the 30-yard line. And I didn't quite catch that. That Hanson, let's go down to Rick Plasmeyer down on the field. Rick, your observation of the situation with Brady Hanson.
Yeah, I was right here in front of it. He hit the good knee again, which he hurt the first time. So it wasn't the knee he hurt last year. So this is the second time he took a major hit on that knee.
Okay, so he is out of the lineup. And now off the back foot, and the pass broke it up.
Boy, they break on the football all night long. You just see those defensive backs coming out of nowhere to make a play on it.
And Blackhawk will take over, and they could just simply run out the clock. Beaver made a bid. They got it to 22-7. They were driving, but Blackhawks defense stiffened when need to, and they're now going to go up 1-0, and I know Zach Hayward's going to be real pleased because he was very concerned about the Bobcats at the Coach's Corner Wednesday night. And what a job he's done in his 3 years with this program.
Yeah, you mentioned about the major losses they had to graduation coming out of last year and a team that went to the semifinals, but they've got some weapons on this team.
And a handoff up the middle goes for about 5 yards. And that's Gratteri.
Vinny Gratteri on the tackle.
Down to 90 seconds to go.
Nick Oliver on the tackle.
And hopefully Hanson will be able to go when we see the Bobcats a week from tomorrow against Western Beaver. Saturday Night Fever, homecoming, and two teams that'll meet for the first time ever.
Bob Aliquippa's extended that lead out now. It's 44-20 over Newcastle.
What a story. This time, Blackhawk, they'll get the first down, and they're maybe a knee away, maybe a couple knees away of putting this one in the win hopper.
Gain is down to the Bobcats 13.
Well, Bob, for those of our Facebook followers that had a chance to watch the game, this was fun. This was a unique thing with the radio broadcast and Facebook Live, and a chance to see what we were describing as far as the action's concerned. It was fun to bring it to you.
I'll tell you, I mean, I just enjoy being along for the ride. I saw the hard work of Mark Peterson and Malik Garrett off to our left, Rick Plasmeyer on the field, and then up above us we have Antonio Rotetta doing some filming. Rick Plasmeyer. I'll tell you, I mean,
Malik's over here. He's got like 6 Stokes in the fire. He's got a computer in front of him. He's got cameras. He's doing the boards, everything.
And the game is in the win column for Blackhawk. The final score, Blackhawk 2, Beaver 7. We'll talk about it on our Electric Garage Door Sales postgame show here on Beaver County Radio. Facebook Live and Trib Live Sport. Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
The most important piece of office or home decor is the one that makes everyone feel comfortable.
For a home run of a deal.
Come see my friends at Beaver County Auto.
Refuse to compromise with a brand new Nissan. Here's some great offers, like a 2020 Nissan Altima for just $199 a month. Or a 2020 Nissan Rogue SV all-wheel drive, only $209 a month. Or a brand new Rogue all-wheel drive SL, just $229 a month.
Find the vehicle you want
at BeaverCountyAuto.com.
The most important piece of office or home decor is the one that makes everyone feel comfortable when they enter the room. And that's a water cooler or coffee service from Tri-State Waters in Beaver. Why just remodel when you can invigorate your team with the addition of a Tri-State Waters cold or hot beverage service to your home or business? Clearly the best, and for a good reason. Tri-State Waters puts refreshment on tap for thousands of local people every day, and you should join them. Call 724-774-4644. Have you ever thought about where the football...
How have you been? This is Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, and I'm pleased to announce that it's game on. Just like football, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is moving forward to serve you better in honor of our 80th anniversary. But that's nothing new. Every day is game on. As we strive to sustain and build up the community, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority is focused and ready for whatever happens. You might even say that we've got our game face on. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's why they asked me to wear a mask. Visit us at bfwater.net.
In the old days, we used to call it back to school shopping. This is Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. That time of year when you would get a new outfit or two for the first day, and maybe a new superhero lunchbox. With rates available from just 5.99% with approved credit, combined with the fact that many of our students don't have to actually go anywhere, you can actually use that money for something you really want for a change. Click freedomunitedfcu.com for more information. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
For a home run deal, come see my friends at Beaver County Auto.
Everyone wins during Jeep Adventure Days. Get a Renegade Latitude 4x4, only $139 a month. Or a 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4, just $179 a month. Or a brand new Ram 1500 Bighorn, only $199 a month.
If you strike out at other stores, come see my friends at Beaver County Auto.
Did you know Fisher's New Brighton Foodland is as close as a click? That's right. If you're watching or listening to this broadcast online, open up a new window and click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com and start shopping right now. Fill your grocery order from New Brighton Foodland and follow Beaver County High School football all at the same time. What could be better? Fill your shopping cart up without ever leaving the sidelines. Visit GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com.
It's now time for our Electric Garage Door Sales Post-Game Show with Jason Colangelo. I'm Bob Barrickman, and on a beautiful evening for football, but it was a pretty win for the Blackhawk Cougars. They win it 22-7 over the Beaver Bobcats, and Blackhawk got it started early on a nice 73-yard drive, capped on a 24-yard run by Josh Hathaway, and then Jordan Patterson, who had a big night in the kicking department. He had 2 field goals as well. He gives Blackhawk a 7-0 lead. And then Carson Heckathorn, a huge target for a very steady quarterback tonight in Carson Davidson. He catches a 4-yard pass for a touchdown with 8:35 left in the second quarter. They went for 2 and missed it. So they settled for a 13-0 lead. And then Patterson kicked a 34-yard field goal with 12 seconds to go in the half. And they took a 16-0 lead into the locker room. Patterson then kicked a 31-yarder midway through the third to make it a 19-0 lead. Beaver finally gets on the board on a 1-yard run by Ringer. And that was set up on a beautiful 41-yard pass from Brady Hansen to Brody Licklider, and the extra point was good, and it was 22-7 in favor of Blackhawk. But 3 field goals tonight by Patterson. Beaver made it interesting. They forced a turnover. They were driving. But then Blackhawks defense stiffened, and Jason, this Blackhawk club looked pretty good on both sides of the ball. Beaver turned it over 6 times.
Yeah.
Brady Hansen, who missed the entire second quarter due to a knee injury, and then late in the game he got knocked down, and we hope he's okay for next week. He missed all of last year to a torn ACL, and we hope he could bounce back, because you could tell Beaver without him in the lineup, it really hurts.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the things that they like to do in the passing game, with the vertical passing game in particular, they need him out there. I mean, if they're going to stretch that defense and open things up, he's going to have to be obviously a part of things for them. I think for Zach Hayward and Blackhawk, they have to like what they saw. It wasn't a Rembrandt. It wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. They had 3 turnovers, but all in all, I thought they were very aggressive in the secondary defensively. I thought they were fantastic the way they were breaking on the football. Were pretty stout up front as well. On the defensive end, they got the job done. And in the passing game in particular, these big wideouts, some accuracy from the quarterback spot, had some runs when they needed to extend drives. All in all, a pretty efficient effort on the offensive end and a pretty suffocating effort on the defensive end, particularly in the first half. All in all, a pretty solid effort for Zach Hayward and his Blackhawk Cougars. Wasn't perfect, but as I said, it's week 1. You get your feet underneath of you, and you'll learn a lot about your football team while winning. That's always a good thing for a coach.
We'll take our final timeout. We'll be back with more of our Electric Garage Door Sales post-game show and the announcements of our CCBC Players of the Game. Final score, Blackhawk 22, Beaver 7. We'll put a lid on it from Blackhawk Stadium after this on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
Is it just business, or is it a calling? You can sense the difference right away. This is Rick Murphy of the William Murphy Funeral Home in Rochester. Whether the establishment is providing groceries, cars, building supplies, or as in our case, funeral arrangements, you know right away if it's just a transaction or if it's about you and your personal needs. If a traditional funeral with viewing and service is requested, we will do everything possible to address your needs and help you with this transition in your life. We will always honor and help you with your wishes. Regardless of your choice of arrangements, we do feel, however, that an important step in grieving and adjusting to life again is to have a funeral service. This reminds us of our faith and gives one strength to continue, as well as celebrating the life of your loved one. A quote from William E. Gladstone: "Show me the manner in which a nation or a community cares for its dead, and I will measure with mathematical exactness the tender sympathies of its people, their respect for the laws of the land, and their loyalty to high ideals." Visit us online at www.williammurphyfuneralhomeinc.com or call us at 724-775-0309.
It all started in 1948 when WBVP first turned on the transmitter.
Good evening, this is Chuck Wilson.
Thank you for listening to Game On 2020, a multimedia presentation of high school football on Beaver County Radio. Today's game has been brought to you by Medic Rescue. Your care starts here. Click medicrescue.org. By Fry Transportation. By Electric Garage Door Sales. By McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. By Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, and also by the William Murphy Funeral Home. That about wraps up today's broadcast. Join us next time when Hall of Fame announcers Bob Barrickman and Tom Hayes, along with Jason Colangelo, Bruce Fry, and Rick Plasmeyer, have another exciting edition of Game On 2020. In the meantime, check out all the scores from around the valley at the webpage scoreboard at beavercountyradio.com.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. By Barrickman, here for electric garage door sales in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 724-774-3200, and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors and LiftMaster garage door openers. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Give them a call, 724-774-3200, or find them online at electricgarageDoorSales.com.
Is it just business or is it a calling? You can sense the difference right away. This is Rick Murphy of the William Murphy Funeral Home in Rochester. Whether the establishment is providing groceries, cars, building supplies, or as in our case, funeral arrangements, you know right away if it's just a transaction or if it's about you and your personal needs. If a traditional funeral with viewing and service is requested, we will do everything possible to address your needs and help you with this transition in your life. We will always honor and help you with your wishes. Regardless of your choice of arrangements, we do feel, however, that an important step in grieving and adjusting to life again is to have a funeral service. This reminds us of our faith and gives one strength to continue as well as celebrating the life of your loved one. A quote from William E. Gladstone: "Show me the manner in which a nation or a community cares for its dead, and I will measure with mathematical exactness the tender sympathies of its people, their respect for the laws of the land, and their loyalty to high ideals." Visit us online at www.williammurphyfuneralhomeinc.com or call us at 724-775-0309.
Game?
No, I'm doing it.
Well, returning one more time to our electric garage door sales post-game show. And now it's time to find out our Community College of Beaver County players of the game. And Jason, especially for Blackhawk, not an easy choice. But by rule, they say we only get to select one. So I'm going to leave you with that selection so you can take the blame if we get phone calls.
Yeah, first for the Bobcats, I thought that, particularly in the special teams, and particularly in that, really throughout the game, Wyatt Ringer was a spark for them, and I thought that he was a standout on special teams. Made some other plays on the offensive end, but really is a guy to keep an eye on as this season progresses. I thought he had a good football game, and on the defensive end for Blackhawk, I thought the secondary in particular was phenomenal all evening long, breaking on the football, and perhaps illustrative of how good and how successful they were in the secondary was the play of Zach Hours, who had 2 interceptions, made a couple plays on the offensive end as well, but his 2 interceptions came at key times, and I thought that secondary and their ability to generate those turnovers were really the catalyst for Blackhawk to pull away.
Yeah, and it was not easy. I mean, Josh Hathaway had a solid game. Jordan Patterson, what a night he had.
Yeah, absolutely.
With 3 field, and then the steadiness of Carson Davidson. I mean, and you look at Carson Heckathorpe. I mean, you could have gone in a lot of different directions.
I mean, you could have went Malik there. I mean,
he was the MVP of our
all right. We get that's a third one.
Well, but we have Antonio Ratetta. She's in the consideration also.
All hands on deck. I said this is start of a new season.
Right.
We're all we're all in this together.
Rick Plasmeyer.
Giving us
he's already in late season form. A great job, Rick.
Frank was a spark in the studio for us.
Oh, I like that. Very good. Curtis Walsh as well. Thanks, Curtis, for your help. And Mark Peterson, who did a lot to get things going. And Malik Garrett. Great job, Malik. And I'm sure it'll go even smoother in week 2. I guess Friday night it'll be Blackhawk at Central Valley on WBVP and on WNBA Ambridge at Aliquippa. So we'll have both of those. And then Saturday night on all 3 legs of Beaver County Radio, the first ever meeting between Beaver and Western Beaver at Pat Tarquinio field.
I want to say hi to our Facebook viewers, and I thought it was kind of cool. Not only did we get to show them the game, but they can actually interact with us, and I saw some comments and some requests for scores. As this thing progresses and we get to interact with them more and learn how to use this, it's going to be fun to kind of talk with them, and maybe in breaks or whatever, be able to communicate with them in a real way. Kind of neat. This is groundbreaking stuff. You don't get to do stuff like this very often.
It's great to have you part of it all, Mr. Colangelo. That's going to do it from here at Blackhawk Stadium. We still have a lot more to go because we have the Falcone Moon Township Ford wrap-up show, followed by the Trib Live High School scoreboard show till midnight. But it's now time in a couple of minutes for Bruce Fry and Frank Sparks to do the talking, and hopefully to you. Give us a ring, 724-843-1888, 724-774-1888. We want to know what's on your mind as Frank and Bruce go down the scores. And again, a shout-out to Fry Transportation on board with us again this year.
And for the first time in a long time, we get to talk about what happened on the field. When action that we saw and touchdowns were scored and things happened, we get to talk about it.
It was the first time we could bring you action, really, for 6 months to the day. March 11th was when it all came crashing down after our Beaver Falls Carleton basketball broadcast. And now here we are, 9/11, and a memorable day in more ways than one, going back on our history. And hopefully we'll have healthy players in the weeks ahead, and we can get a full season in for all of us. By Barrickman, Jason Colangelo, Malik Garrett, Rick Plasmeyer, Antonio Ritetta, Mark Peterson, Frank Sparks, Kurt Walsh. I'll tell you, it takes a number of people to put this together, and Jason and I, we just have fun going on for the ride. The Falcone Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up next. The final scores tonight on WNBA with Tom Hayes and Bruce Fry. It was Central Valley 51, Hopewell 2, and here on WBVP and the new 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas, it was Blackhawk 22, Beaver 7. Time to talk to you. The Falcone Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up next, right here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
It all started in 1948 when WBVP first turned on the transmitters. Thank you for listening to Game On 2020, a multimedia presentation of high school football on Beaver County Radio. Today's game has been brought to you by Medic Rescue. Your care starts here. Click medicrescue.org. By Fry Transportation. By Electric Garage Door Sales. By McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. By Fisher's New Brighton Foodland. By the William Murphy Funeral Home. And also by the Beaver County Auto Group. Click beavercountyauto.com. That about wraps up today's broadcast. Join us next time when Hall of Fame announcers Bob Barrickman and Tom Hayes, along with Jason Colangelo, Bruce Fry, and Rick Plasmeyer, have another exciting edition of Game On 2020. In the meantime, check out all the scores from around the valley at the webpage scoreboard at beavercountyradio.com.